We're live again. Yes, welcome back to another Red Lion Live. Thank you very much for joining us. If you are joining us, if you're not, fuck off. We don't care. We're just going to chat shit anyways. I'm here once again with my two co-hosts. Introduce yourself, lads.
Hiya. I'm Mike. That's Alan. We're both rip-roaring top chaps.
No lifestyle.
Really great geezers.
Yeah.
Geezers, yeah. GGs.
Yeah.
Your GGs. You're now my official GGs. How we doing? How's the week been treated? We don't usually go on the Sunday. I don't even know if anyone will watch this, to be honest.
People are bored. It's Sunday night, isn't it?
We would if it was a different night.
Yeah, that's true.
I need to be able to sleep. I need to, you know what I mean? I need a reason. Shit like
That's
that will
it.
keep me up all night.
I thought it was a reason to drink so you could sleep.
That as well. Speaking of which, what are we all drinking?
I'm just on board. I'm taking it easy this week.
Yeah.
I drank a bottle last week and a shit ton of fucking Fireball, and it did not bode well for me on Wednesday morning getting up for work.
Are you not all right? No.
I wasn't really all right now. I was a bit tired.
Okay.
Tired. You mean
Yeah,
hungover?
I didn't feel sick, but I was tired. And I just wanted to not be in.
Yeah. Fair enough.
I'm just finishing a rye old-fashioned, and I'm going to go on to Madrid. Well, I've been drinking both, but then I've got more booze surrounding me when I get, just in general. So I'm looking forward to getting on to the next bit.
In a sweet shop with you, Mike. You know what I mean? Just
it is to the point. At times I get frustrated that I don't know what I want because I've got so much choice, and I'll storm out the room like dead angry and come back 10 minutes later, stare at it all again, and just go, fuck it. I'm just having whiskey.
Straight whiskey, mate. You can't go wrong. No.
Well, I can't. I can make a really horrible drink, which I don't really do that often. Surprisingly, even though when I'm making a lot of drinks when I'm very, very drunk, they all seem to taste all right to me. Don't know if that's just because I've got a bin of a mouth and it doesn't matter what anything really tastes like as long as I can sense that there's alcohol in there somewhere. That'll do.
Not a really refined palate. A bin of a
a bin of a mouth. What goes? Oh, I can taste the alcohol in that. I probably like it. Buzzing.
You can see Mike at a wine tasting, can't you? He's like, yes, and if you just smell it for its notes, and then if you kind of look, you can see the. Don't worry, I've got a bin of a mouth, lad. Bring it down, and it's done, isn't it?
Tastes like wine.
I am.
That's right.
Yeah, I'm drinking Côte de Rhône.
Oh.
Yeah. I've just decided to neck a bottle of wine during this because Sunday.
It works.
Yeah,
it works. Helps you go to sleep, and also it keeps you entertaining. Like the more you drink, the more entertaining it is for everyone else.
Yeah,
I appreciate that that kind of commitment to keeping us entertained.
Yeah. I mean, I'm getting there. You know, you'll know when I've reached halfway. That's when we'll stop. That's when we'll have to end the broadcast and start again. There's a lot.
As long as you're not doing a windmill on the camera, it don't really matter.
I mean, it's up there. I mean, this is me.
It could happen. You've got to stand up at some point. We could get a quick look-see.
Is off the table. Let's just say that. All right. So, what are we talking about? The Last of Us.
Yes, as it should be. What a fucking episode! Again, just I've never played the games. Alan loves the games. Nick worships the games. I feel like that's the even across all the games. There is still another one, even though you don't want to acknowledge it.
No,
I mean, unless you're talking about the remastered.
Yeah.
The Last of Us and Last of Us remastered.
The DC.
And the DLC. Yeah.
I just said DC like Batman was going to swing in.
You know what? If Batman showed up in The Last of Us, I would literally blow a load. I'd be like, the jizz in my pants video.
Yeah.
Like that. Yeah. when Batman showed up at the end of The Last of Us. I jizzed in my pants. Pretty much what would happen.
It took a turn.
Okay,
Not even a quarter.
we got to this part of it really quickly.
Still early. Do you know what I like to do? I like to kind of set the bar. So if anyone does decide to tune in and they think, "Oh, I'm not too sure if this is for me," it's more of this stuff. So you know, yeah.
It
so
escalates from here.
Yeah, exactly. It's a courtesy more than anything. I just say something wild to give you a flavour.
It's a warning shot across the bow.
Warning shot across the bow. That's what she said. So let's talk about the season. Let's talk about the
episode
2, season 1. So should we just really quickly go through what happened in this episode? Do you want me to take it, or do you guys want to say
I feel like you're probably the best one because you know this probably scene for scene.
And I don't remember.
You don't remember what happened in the episode?
I may have been drinking. So...
This is going to be a fun conversation, isn't it?
Yeah.
I remember back to him.
Jesus Christ. It's going to be oh mate, when the clickers were there, and Alan's like, clickers?
Yeah.
Would you like to describe these clickers to me? Some of us are not, weren't privy to being there in the moment. Yeah, it's like, what input could you possibly have to this? I was there in body, but I was pissed at my nut.
Yeah. Generally. Yeah.
Yeah, this is going to work. We can work through this because this is the conversations I usually have to have reviews about whatever else we talk about. So
that's true.
It'll work. It'll work.
Okay. All right. So what happened was they're now out of the camp, and then they've now gone into the wasteland, as it were.
Boston.
They're trying to deliver. Do we know? I'm not too sure, and I don't want to spoil anything if you guys don't know, but do we know the name of the organisation that's looking after or wants Ellie to be transported?
The Fireflies.
Yeah, yep. Okay, great. I wasn't too sure if they mentioned it, but you're right. Yeah, it's the Fireflies. So if you played the game, it follows the same pattern. Joel and I forgot what's the other one's name.
Telly.
Tess.
No, Telly.
Is it?
Ellie.
We're going to call her T. The other lady.
I'm sure it's and Ella. Ellie's the kid.
Yeah.
You know
Ellie's the kid.
Tess and Ellie. I think Alan's having a quick look for that. Fucking hell, we are not prepared. It's so good to be back in it, boys. So nice to be back and talking about it.
I thought you two would have known more about this than me, seeing as though
That's why I immediately just went, I think it's...
Did you see the episode? I mean, she's in and out of the game that quickly. Why bother learn the name? As far as I'm concerned.
Fair.
It's almost the same thing, but a big difference. We'll get to that in a second. But anyways, Joel, Tess, and Ellie. Thank you, Alan. Decide to continue their journey to get Ellie to the Fireflies. When they come across their first, swarm of the infected. And they see that how they are kind of acting as a kind of symbiote kind of organism. So what happens?
Like one unit, like they're all.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So
hive mind.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Hive mind. So they go into the. Did they go into the actual Leaning Towers? Are they there yet? I feel like they go through the hotel, which is flooded. To get and
to the museum.
Yeah, into the museum. There's a lot of walking. There's a lot of talking about things. I don't know if they've met anyone yet. They see a corpse. I know that by the piano. I feel like during this moment, actually, we're getting a lot of Ellie, and which I love. And but when I say Ellie, I mean the game Ellie. Some of the things that she says. Is just literally. I don't know if it is actually ripped from the game. If it's not, it's fucking close. So it could be used in the game because it's absolutely
it's just nods to the game.
Yeah.
I feel like it's probably not identical. Word of each word is not going to be exactly the same. I just don't think that would work. But it's got to be saying very similar, if not slightly just jumbled sentences.
There's some moments are literally ripped from the games. I was saying things as as they were saying it, or just before they said it, just to see if they would say it, because I remembered like certain scenes. Not this point though. This point was kind of just like it is in the game. It's just them talking, going through, and cut a few jump scares and things like that. I think Joel says to Ellie at one point, "You're behaving like a child," and her comeback is, "You're behaving like a child." And it's so stupid and juvenile, but it actually made me laugh because it's just something that Ellie would say. It's kind of like, actually, yeah, it's just obviously like in that line, it backs up his point because she's being childish, but at the same time says that he's behaving like that is her comeback. It's so shit. But it's like a typical Ellie comeback. It's like, fuck it, I don't care. I'm just going to repeat it back to you and just emphasize this. Anyways, they get through. They get to the roof. Ellie's feeling fine. Everyone else is knackered. They blame their limbs on this. I've only seen this once, by the way. They said, "Oh, when you get to whatever, it's not going to be as easy for you, or whatever." Some throwaway line. They have the first boost scene, which I'm really, really, really happy about because there's a lot of kind of teamwork. There's a lot of lifting Ellie up into elevators or shafts and things like that, which Joel's doing. And we have the hey girl, I did it. Jesus Christ, Mike, you reminded me of this last time, and then I was gutted that I didn't do it, so I did it like for you.
Who's this guy?
What? I was it.
That was definitely yeah, definitely not me.
Yeah.
To be honest. I mean, sometimes
he was drinking.
You're all the same, Nick.
Matt Damon.
Damon. So anyways, we get our first boost scene, which I really liked because I was like, yeah, because they do a lot of that in the game, which I was happy about. What happens after that? I'm trying to go scene for scene and try and recall it. Ellie's playing with a knife. You said, where'd you learn that? She said she joined the circus, which was hilarious. Ellie, they have their kind of to and fro. Joel's not ready to share yet, so it shows where they are in their kind of dynamic with each other. And it's very early stages. He wants to know more about her, but he doesn't want to give too much away, which is good. And then they start making their way through the what room are they in?
It's in the museum, weren't it? When they
it's within the museum. I don't know where they are, but anyways, it's again like the scene where they drive to the town and all hell breaks loose. This is almost...
it's the hotel. And they go up the stairs, don't they? And they go through, and then Tess opens. I do remember it. So Tess opens the door for them, and then they meet the clickers in there, don't they?
Yeah, I still think it's a museum though, isn't it? Because they have all the old.
Oh, I thought the museum was the last bit that they got to, or is that like a courthouse or something?
Well, they run from one place to that place, don't they? When they blow it up.
Yeah.
Oh.
Because they tried to go through the museum, right? So the museum, right? So they go to the museum before they go through the hotel, and they couldn't go through it.
Yeah.
Does that ring a bell?
I think so. I think they are definitely in the museum because there's all the glass. The glass boxes and shit, all that all over the place. Which is literally just like the game. Even like the big shit that's in the glass cabinet that they hide behind. Is again like straight out of the game. It looks when they walk through the door, I was like, fucking hell, I know this scene already. I already knew what was happening. And this is where we meet the clickers. This is what I was looking forward to. So as I saw the kind of leaning towers, that's the first thing I said. I was like, I want clickers in the next one, and I want to see how they look. I want to see how they act, see how they sound in the game. It's just the same. You can shine your light on them. You can stand in front of them as long as you don't move. If they touch you, they'll kill you. And it's instantaneous. It snaps to a cutscene where they rip your neck off. Yeah, unless you shoot them first, and it's a headshot only. Everything else, nothing else will work. Or you have to creep up behind them and attack them to do one of the stealth kills. That's how you kill a clicker. And usually, if you're loud and there's other clickers, others will hear you, and they'll swarm on you, and you can't really fight them off. You need to either have a shotgun or a revolver. If not, you're dead. You just need to be quiet. So there's
fire kills them pretty easily.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Molotov. Yeah, absolutely. So there's a definite threat there within the game, and every time you hear a clicker, I remember being like, I'm out of fucking ammo. I've got like one water. I've got like one health thing or whatever, health pack. I've got nothing, and then you hear and it's just like, fuck's sake, it's just like, I can't fight this thing. You just got to be really quiet. But they're freaking. They will just pop up everywhere. They'll pop up everywhere. They'll disappear for a bit. They'll be standing next to you. And I feel like this episode gave them so much justice. Like, really, it was like watching them in real life. It was incredible. It was just like the game. Like, the sound was exactly like the game. The movement, hats off to the actors, spot on. I like the almost kind of Jurassic Park like moment they all had when they were kind of crawling on their knees while their clicker was kind of coming through the other side, like the Jurassic Park Velociraptor kitchen scene.
Yeah.
So I like that element of it, and Ellie just kind of stood there, and the clicker kind of it is almost. I swear, I don't know if anyone's done it yet, but the bit where you see Tim and the raptor's head pops through in Jurassic Park, it was almost like the same type of scene. I don't know if anyone's done a comparison, but they should, because it was almost like for like. But they were fucking, and when you saw the light shone on it for the first time, I was like, yeah, I couldn't imagine it being done any other way. It looks like it's all done with prosthetics. So really done the detail to it, even for a split seconds. You can see scratches on it. You can see the kind of fade where it's kind of becoming quite rotten at the bottom of the shell, going towards the mouth. But all of it looks very real. You can tell it's hard, it's thick. It's all coming out of the skull and skin. It's completely morphed the actual body. Even just for that kind of split second, it looked spot on. I was like, there's no way that they could have ever done this better. The scene itself was incredible as well.
At this point, because like I said before, I've never played the games, I was just like, oh shit, it reminds me of Resident Evil Nemesis and Silent Hill. Don't know why. I don't know if that's a thing that they tried to put into the game just as a weird little nod. But that's all I could think about. But it's done infinitely better than anything we've had from Resident Evil franchises. Like, infinitely better. But that's what it reminded me of as a game, weirdly.
Yeah.
I mean, Last of Us is Naughty Dog, isn't it? I thought Resident Evil was Capcom. Was that?
Yeah, it is.
Is it? So... Yeah, maybe just the fact that
it's just a nod. Yeah. It was just like, I didn't think it was like lifting anything. Just like that's the tonal feel was very much Silent Hill job with the flashlight, and then it reminded me of some of the like the actual turned things in the infected in Resident Evil, but only in the games, not in any of the pieces of shit films.
Yeah.
I
did enjoy that. This, even though I know, like, I knew they were both going to be all right, but there was a full-on sense of like danger where it was still really fucking intense when Joel gets jumped on and stuff like that. And I was like, shit, he's going to die. But knowing full well that this is like, he's not, do you know what I mean? He'll be fine. They'll get through like with a couple of bruises and scrapes or whatever. Like, I knew he was going to be fine, but I still felt it, which is probably a testament just to how fucking invested Pedro Pascal and Bella Ramsey have already got us in both of the characters and how well it's fucking acted. And like Nick said, how realistic the infected were and how dangerous they felt, how fucking difficult they are to kill because they're a bastard to kill in the game. Like, say, if you've not got a couple of Molotovs or whatever, you can't really go toe-to-toe with them. You've got to do just like you'll just die. And they felt like that. Like, they shot him multiple fucking times all over the place. And like that, I forgot that whole casing is kind of armor. So you can't really shoot him in the face. Like, that doesn't really work so very well. All of the time, so it's like, I enjoyed that a lot.
Yeah, you need to be like point blank shotgun if you're going to do a headshot with them, and they move as they move in the game. They move quick, but they kind of, because their body's almost just completely being controlled by something else now, which is
it's really like erratic, so you can't how they're going to move and kind of anticipate where they'll be. So
Yeah, but it's just. But I thought that whole scene was just done brilliantly. It was quite like, I feel like the silence as well that they filled when they're trying to be like ridiculously quiet while they were just about, like elevated the sound that they made when they were caught. When Ellie tread on the. It was the scene where I think it was the glass. I think it was glass or something she treads on, or something they step on, and it was so far away, and then they step on it, and the camera pans down, and it pans up, and it's just there, right on their ass, like straight away. And for me, it's like it's the same. Like these things are fast; they will find you no matter where you are. They're just super quick, and they're just ruthless as well. They will just tear through everything to try and get you. They're not clumsy like the other infected who will just fall over shit and stuff and give you a good chance to kind of get away and try and get you. These things beeline for you and will just fucking parkour over whatever's in front of them to literally tear you in half. So the clickers are like my favorite. I think out of the there's one other that I'm quite interested to see how they do of the infected, but I won't spoil it. But there's the clickers are by far my favorite because they hold some of the most intense scenes throughout the game, and it's like they're pointed at the place where they know is going to be the most kind of difficult for you, but you're rewarded so heavily kind of afterwards. So once you defeat or get past this stage, you're given so much ammunition, so much provisions and things like that to kind of carry on. It's like the game rewarding you because you've got through this hardship. But every time you hear one, you know it's just going to be something horrible and difficult coming up. So yeah, I felt this was, I guess, my most. This is where I was going to. This is going to take me in to the to the series or pull me out of it completely. And I feel like they did it brilliant. Yeah, I'm like properly invested now. It was just done amazingly, like really well.
So we're all in agreement up to this point then. We're all in agreement. It's been pretty bloody fucking solid for the episode and a half we've had so far. Yeah. The end of this episode, I think, is a lot better than the first half as well. So when the escape and then Tess has been bit and she's started stashing all the petrol everywhere, and I was just like, oh, it's ramping up. Someone's gonna die, and I was. Like, we all know how I feel about deaths in stuff. Like, it should be used to pronounce, like, it should be effective, it should mean something. So to get one after we've had the death of his daughter in the first episode, I was like, are they going to keep it up? Is it going to be a punch every episode? And then it's the woman what you think he might be kind of in love with, but he's stuck with through all this time, and now she's gone. And he's left with this girl what he doesn't really trust anymore, but he's kind of starting to go, oh yeah, you might be the savior of this thing. You might actually be immune to all this bollocks.
I think he's still I think at the moment he's still
not there yet. He's towards the very end of the episode he starts being, but like that death, it was brilliant. I loved it. It's a good death.
It's the death itself
means something.
Yeah, you see glimpses of Joel coming round. So, like, because he's fully like, because of what happens in the first episode of his daughter, he's fully like, this is another kid. She's probably going to be around about the same age his daughter would be, or what? Not getting emotionally attached whatsoever. Like, he's completely fucking shut down. But then instinctively, like when she like when you said about the piano and the dead body, when she screams, he's instinctively there. Like, immediately just forgets that he doesn't want this fucking relationship with this kid. And how he feels, and he just does what Joel does, which is like fucking protect, essentially. Like, he's like just little hints like that just do everything for making me feel like they're doing the character like justice, and Pascal's just fucking incredible.
Yeah, absolutely.
Great
and again, this is absolute giving the writers their flowers completely, because it's like he has a lot of opportunities to be like that throughout the series. The first thing is, paternal. He could be like, someone that he could potentially look after and almost kind of, undo some of the mistakes that he felt that he may have made when it came to his first daughter, and try and start again. It's a chance for a redemption, and he's like, no, I don't want to do it. The fact that she's, someone that he needs to look after, that's a girl, again, like you said, his daughter's age then or now, he's not biting. And now, I feel like now the last kind of the dying wishes of the person that he's found himself with is the only other person that he trusts since, obviously the death of his daughter, is to, I believe in her. keep her safe, he now has to kind of honor that oath, whether it's towards Ellie or towards Tess. He now has found himself in the situation where he's now forced to be able to do this. So he's now put into this situation because of feelings and love or whatever, that he now needs to try and get her across. You know, he now needs to kind of honor Tess's memory. And naturally, it's going to come back to, again, that paternal stuff. They're going to get closer. So they've opened the door there. I'm not going to say, obviously, how this happens or whatever, but they've opened the door there. And again, the writers have done this so well, because every time when I think of the reason why I like The Last of Us is because every time I think of a scene and put myself in this situation, obviously a lot of it you're controlling, but when it comes to even the some of the scenes where it's some of the cut scenes. Thanks, Mike. It's just like the things that happen on there. I always think to myself, you know, is that what I do? Would I do this myself? You know, how would I act? How, you know, and in a situation like that, it's almost unfathomable. But most of the time, it's Joel's making the right decisions or making the wrong decisions for the right reasons. You know, and it's hard to argue with him. And because we've all now seen or played the opening scene, and we know what he's lost, automatically, no matter what he does, there's an element of forgiveness for it, because we've seen it. We've seen it from an outside point of view, and we still felt it. Everyone that plays the game would have done it. My uncle, like I said, I think I even said last week, but my uncle saw the opening sequence to the game, which was the same sequence that we saw before it kind of jumps a few years later when they're in the wastelands. And when he played the opening bit, just, you know, with his daughter and how that all happened, and it's a very long scene as well when she's dying. You know, it's not, the camera does not pan off, and it's just, you know, and it's not like one of those Hollywood moments where she goes, "Go on without me, Dad," or "It's okay, you know, you tried," or any of these. There's no redemption. She's scared. She's in pain.
It's like Avengers: Infinity War when Spider-Man's with Tony Stark.
Yeah.
It's like that.
I don't want to go type of
It's fucking terrifying. Don't let me die. Like you've like fully let me down here.
Like, don't do that. I'm fucking scared. I'm going to die. Do not let me die. Yeah, exactly. Very human reaction, and he's trying to help him. There's nothing he can do. The same with his brother as well, and he goes, you know, do something, and he just looks and just goes. He knows she's hit, and he knows there's nothing they can do. He realizes this. Obviously, Joel probably realizes this. His heart of heart, but being a dad, he just does not want to believe it.
Joel don't want to see it. Tommy
can't.
Yeah,
Don't want to see it. Yeah, exactly.
That is it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, I feel like it. Like, again, the writing in this, they could have changed bits, or they could have changed a lot of it. And I feel like even in this, they've stuck to it. And this is what I was saying to you guys. This was my biggest kind of peeve about it. Like, you have something that's so perfectly written, like voice acted out, played out. It looks beautiful, and it has some of the best scenes of kind of horror that I've ever played as well. It just jumps from all of these things so perfectly. And like, this is why I said when the series was announced, I was like, you wouldn't be able to surpass the game. And I feel like is probably the conversation around HBO's boardroom, just going, listen, guys, we've got something that's second to none here. Why change it? What we need to do is just make this game live action. That's it. We'll add things here and there. We'll make sequences bigger and better. But right now, we've got a fairly foolproof story, and I think the best thing to do is fucking stick to it. You know what I mean? And they've done that, and it's just, and it seems like more like they're just paying homage to the game rather than anything else. And, you know, how can you hate something like that? It's just beautiful. Like, it's second to, I cannot, like, the comparisons are just incredible. You know, it's just really, really amazing. I was shocked when I saw the kick. I was like, oh shit, yeah, that's brilliant. Like, I was just like, I want to shit on something. Yeah, I really want to shit on something about it, and I just can't. It's so hard. It's really difficult to find. If I was being like really, really like petty, there's probably things like, oh, that didn't happen in the game, or she didn't say that, or why did they cut that out? That didn't happen. That's not how it goes. But I can't. I'm not gonna be one of those fucking basement wanking dickheads. I'm just gonna appreciate. I'm sorry, I'm not. It's good. What they're doing is good. You can see what they're doing. What they're, you can the elements from game to live action must have been a fucking hard transition. And the actors themselves have done their research. You know, they haven't come on, gone, I'm going to learn the lines and play it my way. They've gone, right, what are these characters like? Moving attributes, cocky comments. I'm sure there was a lot of improv there within the scenes. You know, I'm going to learn these characters, be these characters from the games and portray it the best that I can on, you know, on screen. And that's exactly what we've got. I recognize Joel. I recognize Ellie, you know, completely in there. It's brilliant. Yeah. I'm surprised. Didn't think it could be done. And here I am fucking giving it its flowers. I feel fucking sick.
It's surprising to hear because I thought you was fully ready to be like, I'm gonna fucking hate this no matter fucking what. But it's kind of undeniable. Like if you was gonna start shitting on it, I'd call you a loser.
No.
Like straight up, if you just shitting on it for no reason, I'm like, you're a loser.
If there was no reason for it, but I've never shat on something for no reason, unless. No, I don't think I have. I'm trying to think of it now, but no, like I feel like the thing that I've I think like the thing that got me most angry was that Star Wars, but I had ample reason for it. I was giving you guys reasons, like every scene I was breaking down and telling you why it was shit. This is like I can't with this because if I shit on this, I'm shitting on the game. They're very clever. They're very clever. They say, "Oh, if you don't like this, then kind of this is exactly what happened in the game." What you say, you don't like the game? I was like, "Oh, you bastards! You know I love the game." I don't have an argument, but there was elements, the things that they actually pulled straight from the game. So where Tess got bit, again, straight out of the game. Oops, scene when she does that, straight out of the game, exactly. When Joel says beforehand. When Ellie says she's been infected, as before he even said it, I was like, Joel says, "Show me." I was like, "Show me," and then he just says, "Show me," and I was like, straight from the game. When she says, "Oops," same thing happens. The bit that was different in that scene was Tess's death. Don't know if you remember it, Alan.
Nope.
But they're being chased by the. It's all right. It's fine. It's pretty forgettable. To be honest, who cares? I think they're being chased by the armed guards from the.
That is something we've not seen yet. Obviously in the game, like you get the guard outside in the first game, and Joel just fucking beats the shit out of him, literally monkeys his head. You do that. There is I remember. I don't know if I'm. There is a bit in the game, isn't there, where you're fucking hiding from them to get away from the outside of the city. So they've not done that yet. So obviously there are departures from it where they go, we'll just because the game's really intense into it is a game. So obviously you go fucking piece to piece where you're just hiding or you fucking fighting or whatever. Constantly, they can't keep that up in a series because it's just ultimately it's it wouldn't do the pacing any good at all. It'd be fucked. No. So I do appreciate the bits where they've gone, we don't need that because why would you we don't need you to hide from a load of fucking police.
Yeah.
Purely you just
more effective.
Yeah, we'll just crack on. So I enjoy how they're leaving bits out, but it lends into ultimately making the pacing of the show far better, more seamless than it would be if they'd have just fucking ripped it scene from the game.
The bits with the guards are just kind of good shooting scenes. It gives you a chance to just fucking shoot things that aren't just infected. Gives you a chance to duck, hide, use your kind of combat skills a little bit, which is good, and it makes it it brings it from elements of just I guess an adventure game to horror to action. It kind of it kind of leans in all these kind of genres quite a lot and quite fluidly within the game as well. It doesn't feel like you're jumping massively from bit to bit. I feel like when you're in the shooting games, the characters are always ducking. It always feels like you're, one bullet away from just dying, just skimming your head or whatever.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you feel like a fucking boss when you just, the combat and fight scenes are just incredible in the game. It's really good, and you can use your scenery and things around you to pick up stuff and whack them with, and it's just great. It's amazing combat. But I think they're being chased initially by this militia, and she's already been bitten. And the same thing happens. He grabs Ellie. Ellie's like, no, fuck that. We can't just leave her. He drags her away. You don't stay with her. That's the thing. And I think they wanted to give Tess more to this, or give us an element of more horror, because that kind of zombie kiss that happened within the series, like, fucked me up. I was like, this doesn't happen in the game, but what the fuck is going on? Because that's sick. Like, what the fuck, man? Like,
yeah, it was the weirdest, definitely the weirdest part of this was the cordyceps make-out session, which was weird, but then boom, which I enjoyed, because big buildings blowing up.
Yeah, they lock the doors. Joel and Ellie run off. The militia start storming through the doors. I think Tess is simply just there with a gun. I think she's there with a shotgun waiting by the front door. She goes, go, this is how I want to go. And then you leave her, run away. You hear the door smash open. You hear gunfire. You run across the top of the wherever you are, the hotel or the museum. You just see her laying dead, but then you see the rest of the militia kind of coming through looking for you from like a bird's eye point of view. So that's how it happens there. I think this one, obviously, they wanted to give her more props, and going down, taking out a whole bunch of the swarm, I think was pretty fucking badass. The kiss again could have probably done without. She could have just lit it, and just.
I feel like that was needed. It's definitely needed.
Is that
because otherwise? I would have definitely gone corpsey makeout sesh. Is this necrophilia? Question mark.
Yeah. Also, is it tentacle porn?
They're just covering our bases.
Is it?
It fucked me.
Who knows?
I was just like, this is gross. Just the things, and it was just mate. But again, I feel like this is. I did like that. In a way, I kind of liked the fact that it made me feel. I didn't like the actual snake. I liked the fact that it made me. It made me feel like that, and like the fact that this made me go, fucking hell, that's horrible. You know what I mean? I didn't think this series would give me any emotion at all, apart from anger. And I like the fact that I was reacting to things. The whole thing is surprising to me. I'm learning, I guess, more about myself the more I learn about The Last of Us, which is great. Yeah. It shows that I'm quite a forgiving person, which is good. But no.
You got weird kinks.
Yeah. Weird kinks. I didn't like the makeout session. I thought it was disgusting. But I like the fact that this series could provoke an emotion of even disgust within me that it's supposed to, because it's meant to be a fucking gross moment. It's meant to be a moment that's meant to kind of almost make you want to kind of turn away and just go, that's just horrible. I can't watch this. And some people wank too, but we're not condoning that.
Right, we was all making the joke. We didn't need to say it, bro.
Mate,
you're subtle as a fucking brick.
Who would wank off to that thing, though? Let's just talk about that first.
I don't know, Nick. I don't.
Do you reckon there are people out there that are going, "Oh yeah, I'll have a bit of that"?
Yeah.
Like slow it right down.
Yeah.
Like,
people are weird.
Here we go. Mum, don't
people
come in for
weird.
20 minutes. Yeah. Like fucking hell.
Yeah.
Do you reckon there's a loop going on like X videos or something of just that?
Yeah.
Just for people that want
over and over and over again, like a 6-hour version of it.
Yeah.
It's just fast forward and rewinding. So
yeah, exactly. And then some slow mo. They know what people like. They know what they like.
And then there's the big explosion, which is obviously the climax of it.
Is that what this whole thing meant to be? Is it meant to be?
Yeah.
Are we breaking that scene apart? So actually, it's meant to be like
yeah.
Fucked. Is that what happened?
Yeah. To death by mushrooms. Weird. Whatever floats your boat, I suppose. You got nothing to say, Alan?
Well, I froze for a moment. So, like, shit. They went away. You turned into like little whirly things, and then I thought they're probably definitely saying something now that is inappropriate.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, 100%.
Always.
Yeah. But by the way, anyone's watching this going, yeah, do you know what these lot know what it's about? No, we're not condoning this, you weird fuck.
It's just scary where your mind goes.
Yeah, yeah. If anyone has masturbated to that scene, please unfollow.
Let us know why. Just let us know why what turns you on about
please
it.
Don't.
I feel that's a more interesting conversation.
Just fucking.
I feel like it's an interesting conversation for the internet to know about.
It's not a fun conversation. I don't want that. Just go and talk to a therapist. You need help. I'll give you advice. If you think that scene was sexy in the slightest, you need some help. Like it's not. It's meant to be disgusting and gross. And if you think it's anything but, then you're weird.
Sexy.
No. No, thank you. Okay. Yes. So the last scene, where Ellie mentions "hell of a view," is well. That wasn't the last scene actually. That was the scene just before, I think, when they crossed. Yeah, she was before because Tess was there, wasn't she? So they crossed the board.
The plank.
The plank, yeah. And she's like, oh yeah, it wasn't as scary as what we've just been through, or something along those lines. But anyways, that scene and then the hell of a view, so all of that straight from the game, word for word, verbatim, shot for shot, straight from the game.
Oh,
beautiful stuff.
I'll tell you what I did like. I forgot the hell of a view scene, but there's a bit with a comic where Tess throws her a comic. And I'm sure there's like a little side quest in the game where she's just collecting comics throughout.
I think we're gonna learn more about that in the next episode. I think because they meet someone, but
throughout.
Yeah. No spoilers.
That's a nice little because, like I said, I don't really remember the game. It's been a long time since I played the game, so like some of it's still a surprise to me. But I was just like, oh, that's a nice little nod.
Yeah.
I appreciate it. Even if it just stays at that, because I can't remember what happens with the rest of it. But even if it just stays at that, I'm happy with it just being like, look at this thing that we know you care about. We do as well. Like it's that kind of vibe.
I'm not going to say what
they've done the work.
Yeah. I'm not going to say what. I'm invested. I'm intrigued. I know they can do it. Right. So I'm excited now for it, but it can lead to disappointment, as we know. So there is one particular moment, again, no spoilers, I won't tell you what happens or when. There's one particular moment that I'm waiting to happen in this series that they need to do justice by. And if they do, it may be the best thing that we've seen on television.
What, like ever?
I'd say in the past, I don't know, 10 years.
Have you been watching National Treasure?
We're not going to go back there.
Why not? Okay, carry on. We'll get to National Treasure in a bit.
Oh, why? Do we actually have to?
Yes.
For fuck's sake. Right, okay.
Band of Brothers, National Treasure, then this.
No, seriously, yeah.
Hand in hand.
If they do this well, if they do it well, this scene would. Neil, for fuck's sake, Alan's going.
Broken in.
Mate, this National Treasure is the longest running joke I've ever.
It's not a joke.
It is a fucking joke. Of course it's a joke.
You.
What is it? Jesus Christ.
Let's finish the conversation about Last of Us first.
Do you know what? I rewatched it and I paused it while they were doing that fucking maze thing. What's it called? The thing in the beginning. What's it called? What's the fucking the name for it? They made a horror film about it. The game where you have to try and get out. No, they play it in the prison. Right in the beginning, first episode. I really hope that I'm not watching the right thing. I'm glad you guys don't know. I really hope that I'm not watching the right thing. Because if I am, and this is what you guys are condoning, then this is a pile of shit. So I'm glad that I really do hope this isn't the right thing. Do you know what we went to, Mike, where we had to fucking Yeah.
Right.
Oh yeah, the escape room.
Escape room. That's what I'm thinking of.
That's it. That's the show.
That's it. That's the one.
There was a point during that escape room bit where I paused it just to check that I was watching the right thing. I was just like, no, this can't be it. There's no way. From the fucking performance. Anyways, we got back onto it. Let's just stick to The Last of Us for a second. We're about to kick off. Anyway. I've got all hot.
Parts of national treasure rising in temperature.
Fucking hell. But yeah. Anyways, I think that's pretty much. I think we've done like spoken about a lot of this. But yeah, if they do the scene that I'm thinking about in this, that scene in the game legitimately left me speechless. Obviously, I played the first sequence, and for me, that was disturbing. It was horrible. All the feels. I was like, fucking hell, this guy. But I was, again, it almost made me excited to see what happened next. You know, what's he going to do? What happened with his life? You know, where's this going to go? But it was, again, it was like me in my 5 minutes kind of mouth vomit. It was literally just going to be like, fucking, this is the test. You know, this is the first scene. If you guys can play through this, then you're going to be right for this game. If you can't handle this scene, stop. You know, this is not the game for you. And this is pretty much the way my uncle saw it. He was like, I can't see any more of this. You know, does it get worse? And I just said, yeah. Sorry, it does. It does get worse than Joel's daughter dying. It really does. Yeah, but there's one moment that happens in it. And I feel like they're probably going to have to use maybe 2 episodes to tell the story. But if they do it and they do it well, I think we could see some amazing things coming from it, and I think it's gonna hit pretty hard. But I'm apprehensive about it because it was done so well in the game. I don't know if they could do it again, even with all of the almost like for like scenes and dress set dressings that they've done, the acting being spot on, even pulling things from the game. They need to find some actors that are incredible to pull this off, and it needs to be pretty big for them to do this as well. And if they do it, it will be incredible. I will be surprised if they pull it off, and if they pull it off well. I'm thinking that they will do it, but they won't do it as well as it is in the game. That's just my thought.
Has that been the case of anything so far in the show, though?
I mean, to be honest, nothing is ever going to be as fun as carrying your daughter out of a car and running away from a fucking swarm of zombies that are running towards you through like a bar and shit like that, and having to, you know, seeing that in the actual series was, I mean, you got an element of it, and that one infected being a bit mad and dashing, and I thought that was okay. But it's not going to be the same. It will never be the same because I'm literally like, fuck, you know, you're in the game, you're like, shit, this thing's right on your arm. You can hear the rest of them busting through the door as well. And then you're running, and then you see a whole bunch of them coming through an alley, so you're like, fuck, not that way. And it's intense, you know? And you're never going to have that feeling in the show unless they're doing it just like that. But it's going to be too hard to portray when you're controlling the characters. It just feels different. It feels like you're there, doesn't it? It feels like you're actually doing this, and you know, when you get caught, you're like, "Fuck," you know, and then you do it again, and it's a bit tense. Within the first episode, it's just, I don't know. They didn't really do the build up to what happened next, kind of well enough for me. It lasts a lot longer, and there's a bit more that they do, and they hide out again in the bar, and that's when they split up. So I felt like I would have liked to have seen that a little bit more. But Alan, you've gone really dark.
However,
yeah, something.
There's a light gone off or something.
There you go. Yeah.
There we go.
He's literally his screen went to screensaver mode, and he was just like, "Fuck it, I'm just gonna leave it off." He's like, "Fuck it." There's nothing that they're saying that I need to actually see. I can hear them.
I genuinely was just like, I don't really need the comments at the side. Nick puts them all up anyway, so I'll put it on full screen mode. And then because it takes all of the light out of my screen. Because,
oh, right, okay.
So yeah, that's what it was.
Oh, okay, fair enough. But like you said, so far, really like it. There's a couple of things that I'm really looking forward to, like that scene. I'm apprehensive about, but apart from that scene, there's a few other things that happen in it that I'm genuinely looking forward to. On the same breath of the Last of Us, I did post that we saw that only after 2 episodes, HBO has made an announcement. If anyone would like to fill us in to what that announcement is.
Yeah, they're going for like a season 2, which I'm more than happy about because I don't know the games apparently. So like, Nick's got a fucking issue with the second game. Like I don't know what it is. I don't care. But I'm more than happy. Like this has been picked up again because 2 episodes in, I'm full. Not only just fully invested. It's got to that thing where it's that weekly thing where I'm like, oh shit, yeah, I get to watch this on this day. It's not happened in a like. I can't remember the last one. What I was really truly excited about, maybe Loki, maybe like, but like I can't remember what was the last thing. What we all watched, what was a week to week thing. What we was really excited about.
National.
What? Yeah, but that's me and you. He's not in that, is he? He's a whopper. We'll send each other happy day gifts and everything when he rocks up on a Wednesday. He's like, when you got to drop this joke. It's not a joke, brother.
Wednesday's NT day, and Nick just don't get it.
Are they still making episodes of that? How is this series not finished?
Episode 10
I was going to say, I don't even know how many's in the first one, but not enough.
20?
It should be it should be a sitcom length season where he's literally got 48 episodes or something stupid.
If anyone's watching National Treasure, please let us know what they think of it. The series. Please let us know what they think of it. Sorry, if any grown-ups are watching National Treasure and are enjoying it, then please let us know what they think.
I would feel if I was a teenager or whatever, I just wouldn't like this. It's because I'm an adult and I realise how ridiculous it all is. It's even better.
Yeah.
If that makes any kind of sense. Well, I know Alan understands what I'm saying. Like, it's so fucking... It's like, oh, this the most obvious thing what they're ever gonna happen. Nah, they won't do it. Oh, they did it. That's fucking ridiculous. Why have they done that? That's why it's funny.
I just can't.
She was a spy this week.
Oh, she was.
She broke into a jail.
Like fully broke into a jail. In a cat suit, like a cat, like she was in the Thomas Crown affair, just fucking livered in, knew exactly where she was going, comms and the lot, like it was fully. Bear in mind, at this point, they're in the middle of fucking Mexico with no tech whatsoever other than a laptop phone. Like watching MacGyver. It's fucking incredible.
It's better than MacGyver because they never actually make anything. They just figure it out.
Honestly, it's just absolutely fucking phenomenal. And then you get each week you get like a bit of a reveal, and then this week you didn't really get a reveal. You just got exceptional action set pieces with like slow-mo running, blinding snipers with a mirror.
You've forgotten, we saw Catherine Zeta-Jones crying on camera, which I didn't think was possible. But that was the highlight of this week. I don't understand what the physics of her face actually being able to cry. Incredible work.
Really, just stunning work.
It was like Shawshank, but shrank down into 20 minutes. Shawshank meets The Rock. That's what this episode was.
It really fucking was, though. It really was.
Oh, for fuck. It just sounds so bad. It just sounds so bad. Yes. Why are you watching it? Stop it.
Because it's not only it's the most entertaining hour of my day, because yes, I will pause it to laugh at it and then go back a bit and rewatch it. And then, mwah! Chef's kiss to whoever thought this was a good idea.
Oh no, I think it might be the last episode.
Oh no.
You guys don't even know if it's the last episode. Are you telling me?
Oh no, it's not.
Tie up the knot.
This week was episode 8, so we've got a few more.
I can't believe. Do you know, like in any series, you generally kind of get when it's the last episode because everything's kind of tied up.
Oh no, I thought he meant this. I thought he meant this week's one coming up was the last week.
No,
but that's not what.
Which is nice.
The last episode definitely wasn't the last episode of the season. Just doesn't work like that.
This week, next week's 10, and then I think that's it. But maybe they've just not confirmed anymore. But maybe that's just it. I'm so excited for it.
They haven't confirmed the last 2 episodes, which is 11 and 12, because they're the ones with big bad Nick Cage in.
Maybe, and they're still negotiating.
Like he's going to film it in a weekend that he's at his back garden.
He's going to film on a green screen on his phone. He's going to waiting on his phone when it's just he's going to FaceTime him and tell him how to clue. And that's his scene for the whole season.
100% into it.
Like the producer's just going to pop up on screen, like as like a fucking behind the scenes, like this scene cost us £3.5 million.
Sure.
This has absolutely nothing to do with the rest of the episode. I just wanted you guys to know that.
I just can't.
That'd be even better.
Yeah,
that'd be better. Do you know how much money I'm making for this telephone scene?
Honestly, I can't tell you how much joy it brings me. Like, and I genuinely mean that. I'm not even. It's not. I'm not. It's. This isn't even satire. I'm not being ironic. This is genuine.
I fucking enjoy that shit.
And joy that the show brings me, and it's fucking diabolical. But I really love it. It's got 5.2 on IMDb and a 37% on Rotten Tomatoes.
I fucking love that.
When was the last time you watched 37% on Rotten Tomatoes and when this has brought value to my life? I'll say most horror films from like the 80s, 90s, but then not from the 2000s onwards because that's just shit horror films.
You two are literally the fucking worst.
Yes. We only just got this. We only just started to understand this.
I couldn't believe what I was watching. I literally had to pause it and go, this can't be it. This can't be it. I'm watching something.
And it only gets worse. It only devolves into more and more madness.
Jones, and that's when I messaged you and I was like, no, I'm done. I just can't. I can't. I need to be in that place in my head. Like at the moment,
She's showing her acting chops this week, though.
What's that?
She's showing her acting chops this week.
Oh yeah.
The fact that she cried, didn't she? Magical that scene when she was talking to her dad. Right. Well, not her dad, but you know. Yeah. Real. Don't want to do spoilers, but tears, genuine tears.
Be honest, mate. No one gives a fucking shit. Just do spoilers.
No, this show is not worth it. I care.
Yeah,
I am not spoiling this show for anyone. Just watch it and appreciate it in all its glorious, questionable goodness. Vicky said she weren't watching it again and then still watched it this week.
Oh, yeah.
Because a ridiculous fucking statement. A fucking idiot.
Not watching it this week. Glued to the telly.
Yeah. It's insanely good. It is. Albeit, I fell asleep. I woke up, it had gone off. Do you know what happened when I woke up and it had gone off?
You went back to it. Yeah, there you go.
All again from the start.
This is time from your life that you know you're never getting back.
But I don't want it back. Like this isn't. I'm trying to think of something that I watched that was fucking horrific. Where I just went. I wish I had saved that. Willow's up there. Yeah. Hellboy.
Oh, that new one.
The David Harbour one. Like when you look at things like, why have you just put yourself on the screen? What happened to Eagle then, Nick?
He's like, these two are done now.
Sorry.
Stop talking.
I'm going to make this about me
The
again.
more you guys talk about National Treasure, the more I'm just seeing how it looks with just me on the screen. I'm kind of feeling it. That was just a test. Sorry, go on. Sorry, I'm just trying to figure out something. It's all right. Go on, mate.
No, it was just like I said. There's things that I've watched where I've gone like, that has not added any value to my life. That's actually made me want to die a little sooner. Whereas this, it's just exceptional.
It gives you a lust for life.
There's a new show that's just watched on that's just dropped on Netflix, which I'm definitely going to watch, but I know he's going to be utterly bollocks. About ghosts.
That ghost one in London. Yeah, I saw it before. I'm like, this is going to be terrible. I can't wait to watch it.
But I'm kind of waiting because I want to start it when I've got time to watch it, because I feel like I'm going to binge the shit out of it and then just fucking hate it at the end.
Yeah.
Why
definitely.
watch it? Just watch the first
Why
episode,
not?
see if it's good, like everyone else, and then just.
You can't judge something off a first episode though, because you've got to give time for characters to develop and like to understand the flow and ebb of the show.
Yeah,
mate, I'm old-fashioned.
Sometimes I've got to watch something and realise that the characters are never going to develop
at all, and it's just got everything is taken strictly on face value.
There's not going to be any rhyme or reason to why they know these things or how they get to the right decision every time. Always,
it doesn't happen in normal television,
and
but it does in special television.
And why this really attractive person, who's clearly got no issues with social skills or any of the normal sort of autistic tropes, has this specific skill set that you would associate with an autism or an Asperger's or something.
Rayman.
Where she's that intelligent but has none of the negative aspects that go with having that level of intelligence, where she's not awkward at all. She's actually really fucking popular. Everyone likes her. Talks to people. She can sing. She's just everything, everywhere, for everyone.
It's like the 80s never died.
She's honestly, the writing, tip top. It's great.
Just work of art, bro.
It's not lazy at all.
It's
all the right kinds of laser.
I feel like you guys are taking the piss. That was 100% Adam sarcasm right there. The writing is clearly lazy. The writing is clearly lazy.
Yeah, I love it. In this specific scenario,
I'm back in 1 sec.
It's fucking horrific. It's awful. It's lazy. It's just not good at all. But it's so much fun. What are you doing?
I'm just gonna play while you're fucking. Go on, just keep talking. Yeah, it's fine.
It's fantastically shit.
Yeah.
It's ultimately is the best and worst thing I've ever watched in my life, but also the best.
I still don't understand why you're watching it.
Because it's just incredible. Because why would you not watch something that makes you really, really happy?
Does it make you happy that your life couldn't be as bad as this series? Kind of?
No, it makes me happy just because that is what it is. It's a happy, happy show. It's made to switch your brain off, not have to worry about it, just not concentrate. Watch it in your peripheral. You can pause it. You can go and make a brew. You can go and get a drink, have some tea, take a phone call, come back to it. It still makes sense. The writing's awful. The fucking dialogue's awful. The pacing of it is incredibly that's fantastic. The pacing of it.
It's not fantastic pacing. It's trash.
No,
the whole thing is so bad.
It's not. It's fantastic pacing, and then the acting. That they've got some big names in there, or a big name, I suppose. Because I don't know who any of the others are, but
this whole thing is so bad. It just sounds so terrible.
In there, who's just on a holiday, and it's just really genuinely just a beautiful, beautiful thing. It brings joy, pure, unadulterated joy to my life.
I can't. It's so terrible. It's just so terrible.
So did you not even get through the first episode again?
No, I started the first episode, and then I got to the escape room scene, and I just decided that this was for me. This was like, imagine they decided to do a series of the Fast and the Furious with kind of ex-porn stars. That kind of budget, you know?
Mm.
Yeah, it was that kind of budget and that kind of acting that made me want to turn off.
But did you watch did you like the films? Have you watched the films?
I did. I watched the first one, I think.
So the second one is fantastic. So I had a great week last week. not this week, just gone the week before. And I had a fucking fantastic week. And I watched on the Tuesday, I watched The Last of Us. Then I watched National Treasure, the film. Then on the Wednesday, I watched the TV show National Treasure, because that's obviously what time that's the day it comes out. And then on the Thursday, I watched National Treasure 2 film. I just had just peak TV film week. It was fantastic. Just a great time had by all. It was just me. Nobody else wanted to watch it with me. But it was just, it's fantastic. Just watch the second one. The second one's great. You've got Helen Mirren, John Voight, obviously Big Nick Cage. Like, it's all kinds of fantastic.
It's the best version of the new Indiana Jones.
There you go. The second one, I forgot how good and how much I
The new Indiana Jones.
Well,
as in the one with Shia LaBeouf.
Yeah, it's better than that. Easily.
It's the best. If you're telling me it's the best version of the Indiana Jones with Shia LaBeouf, it's still shit.
But it's better.
No,
it's
what I meant is it's the best modern adventure tomb robbing kind of film. Like any of the Tomb Raiders. That last Indiana Jones, is it better than? That might be a bit of a push. It might be better than Temple. I'm not sure. Or Last Crusade even.
Oh, it's not better than that. That's a work of art.
Really?
I will die on the Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade is the best of the trilogy.
Shut up, Chief.
Fucking love that film. I genuinely.
Now, Alan's entitled to his.
He's not.
Oh, Cobra, nice.
Yeah, I moved on to Cobra because I thought if I can't have a curry, I might as well have the beer what I bought for the curry.
I had a curry last night. It was really fucking good. We got Shabner on that road, and it was
oh, where you used to go there?
Oh, it's fucking well nice, you know. Do you know what I really like about it? I know you get this with most curry shops, but when you go in, neighbour Amy, she's just moved around the corner from me. Shabner's fucking sick. You go in and like they've got the counter and that, but it's all of the kitchen, so you can see like even when you got obviously you can't sit in, it's just a takeaway, but you can see fucking everything. It's spotlessly clean, like they're banging it out in front of you, like everything is quite clearly fresh. It was really, really nice. Food's fucking banging. But we got like a chicken balti, a chicken karai, and then some bhaji's and shish kebab and stuff like that.
When we used to go there, we used to get is it like the Grand's Madras? And it's like a lamb and potato madras, and it used to fucking slap. Really, it was always really nice, but we haven't been that back for a while. Might have to go back again.
Yeah.
But I've just been making curries because the last couple of we've had, I've always gone, I can make a better curry than that. It tastes like shit. So why the fuck not? But last night I made beef short rib stew, and it slapped.
Oh, nice.
It was so good. But never mind that. Let's talk about the wonders, the glorious of National Treasure. Like
I just love it, Mike. I just fucking love it.
I understand, like completely. Like I generally, when I watch it, I'm like, I could be doing something else, but I don't want to be doing anything else. It makes perfect sense, doesn't it? Like, there's nothing else in the world that makes more sense.
Treasure yet or not?
No, we still talk about how good it is.
Cool.
We talked about Curry's briefly, and then we moved back to National Treasure.
Yeah, we did.
Cool.
I just said to him, Amy's just moved near me. It's just like, it's just...
Great stuff.
Oh.
Seriously, guys. Like,
Right.
He's just threw his back out, stop thinking about how good it was.
I'm well hurt, man. Oh, right. I'm going to go for a piss. Talk amongst yourself. I'll be back.
all right.
Mate,
Let's move back to the Last of Us real quick.
Okay.
Because I can't do National Treasure anymore. I can't.
Okay.
But
Don't blame me.
Your anticipations for the next season?
Well, I've got to get through this season because I don't know anything about this.
Exactly. So actually, I've decided to amend my comment, and I'll say this: where do you think this is going to go?
Right. So,
as someone who hasn't played the game, yeah.
So I don't think it goes past 3 seasons, maybe 4. I don't think it goes any further than that. I think Pedro's is getting too busy of an actor to be doing a lot of TV work, Joe, every year to go back and do stuff. But 3 seasons, 4 seasons, and hopefully everyone dies. But that's just me. But I don't feel like it worked that way, obviously. I feel like they probably would eventually find the cure. But it'll end before, Joe, it's been distributed to whoever's left. Joe is going to leave a door open just in case they want to come back, or if they want to make a film or something, Joe, about the ending of it all. But are they making any more games? I feel that's the most important thing.
I mean, they could, but I feel like who gives a shit? That's why.
See, this is what you're supposed to like. Where would you want it to go? Would you just rather it just be a one and done, or are you happy it's got a second season? I'm on about in general. Like, if you was the showrunner, would you just I just want it as a one and done, or would you want to get a couple, like 2, 3, 4, 5, how many ever seasons out of it, as long as it doesn't do the Walking Dead and run for forever?
I feel like there's a lot of untold, like, so the game kind of jumps from 1 to 2, and there's a lot in between. The build up. I'm not. In fact, no. So I'm trying to say things without spoiling them. I feel like there's a lot of untold stuff in the second game. A lot of the untold stuff is told in like flashbacks, or you revisit places or whatever. So you get to learn a lot of what you've missed, which is good.
I do feel like we are going to see, maybe not full. Well, no, we've had a full. Have we had a full-blown flashback yet? I don't think so, but I feel like they've got to cover, even if it's just them talking about it.
Yeah,
they've got to cover like that 20-year gap. So from that first opening thing into 20 years later, there's a lot that they've got to fill in there within that time, and I feel like it's going to be filled with either, like you said, like flashbacks, or them actually explaining what's happened. Joe, in like one-to-one situations in like that fucking dingy room with them all crying and being savage shit. Like, I can see both of them happening, but I don't know at the moment which way I would rather it go, because I feel like it's shown the possibility that they can do both ways fairly equally. But how many seasons would you want it to run then, Nick?
Me?
Yeah.
Maybe 2. I'd like to see this, and then everything that happens before the events of the second game, and then just end it there.
Is that going to happen, though?
No.
Likely, no. So, you'd want it done in 2, but how many do you think?
Do I think it's going to go 2?
Well, we know it's going to go 2, but do you mean, would you want it to be ended after 2, or would you want
it depends, because I feel like Ugh, it's very difficult. I feel like there's like you said, there's a lot of untold stuff that goes on from the jump from 1 to 2. Oh, did you play 2?
No.
Okay.
I was going to download it today, but it's still like 35 quid, and I'm not fucking paying that for a game that I don't really want to play.
So how can
Get to CEX. It's got to be cheaper in CEX, hasn't it? Surely.
what have you got? PS5? 4.
I've got 4 downstairs, and he's got a 5 up here. So even on premium, it's still 35 quid. So I thought, fuck it, like I've played the remastered one.
I think Briggsy still has mine on PS4. I'll just get it back off him and I'll lend it. Yeah.
He's got it, Briggs.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I've only played The Last of Us 2 once, and then Briggs was like, "Oh, I haven't played it." I was like, "Can I have it?"
I played the DLC, which I enjoyed. I played the first game. I'd be happy with 5 seasons because I know what happens in season 2, sort of vaguely. So I'd be happy with a season that's the game, a couple of seasons where they go off book, and then another season where it's the game, and then another like off book season, and then fucking call it a day, then end it on a high or whatever. But that might be just because I not played the second game that I want to see that on screen like I do, because that'll be new for me. Like I said, I know roughly what happens. I'm fine with seeing that. So
I feel like the season, the Last of Us 2 will be better as a live action than it was playing it in the game.
I think from what I can remember from talking to you, one of the main reasons why I'll keep this as vague as possible. One of the main reasons why you didn't like the second game is because there's a significant portion of the game where you play as a character that you don't want to play as.
Yes.
So that hinders your experience. Whereas obviously if that was on screen and you just saw that character doing their thing, it'd be a different experience where you'd be like, I'm detached enough from it where I can just continue to, like, I don't need to play as this character because I can just continue to feel whatever way I feel about them.
Exactly. Well, they do their thing anyway.
Yeah.
You're kind of forced into being this character. I can see what the developers were doing. And I understood why you were playing as a character. Again, it's very difficult to talk about this without spoilers. Nevertheless, I was just not happy being that person.
All I can hear is Alan's crisps. Like an ASMR personal ASMR.
Fucking Gary Lineker over there.
What, with the microphone next to your mouth?
No, it's on my fucking iMac thing. I don't know where it is.
It just picks up the loudest sound, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I am happy that they've announced the season 2. I feel like they've paid a lot of homage to this game. I feel like this one's going to be a bit more nerve-wracking for me because I love the game so much. So if anyone was to make a movie or a series about anything that you really, really enjoy, you're always going to kind of meet it apprehensively, I think, and that's just what I've met in this time. And so for me, it's a bit more nerve-wracking. I feel like I'm a bit kind of, I really want them to do well at this point. At first, I think it's probably, to an extent, it's probably easier kind of just going, fuck it, it's going to be shit, and not wanting to do well because it kind of lowers expectations. So that way you don't get disappointed. But now that they've hooked me, I'm a bit annoyed about it. And the fact that it actually looks so good and it's done so well pissed me off.
It's annoyed me how much I've liked this show.
Yeah. Is this National Treasure?
Work.
Is this National Treasure?
Yeah.
Is this it? Is this... No, because it's shit. Because National Treasure is shit. I still don't get it. So yeah, I feel like 23 is my journey towards why you guys like this, and I'm trying to figure out like comparisons to like what it could possibly be. Mike, that was rhetorical. This isn't an invitation for you to start more National Treasure shit.
Okay.
That was just rhetorical. That was.
I had a big spiel, like wind up, like go on, mate. This is your time.
No, I can see you preparing. He's about to drop a flag of Nick Cage behind him. Yeah, exactly, in Nick Cage's face. Like,
It's got to be like the scene from Platoon, Joe, when he's walking in front of the flag in the background. It's just me shouting about how fucking great this really bad TV show is. Instead of going to a war where you're never going to win.
Yeah. Platoons are fucking sick, though.
Love it.
Yeah, I need to watch that again, actually. I haven't seen it in years. Anyways, yeah, but I feel like in the second season, I don't think I'm going to be... because I'm less invested in the game, I don't think I'm going to be as apprehensive or anxious about watching it. I feel like...
Well, wouldn't that depend on where this season ends?
Yeah.
Because they might not get through the whole of the first game in this season as well.
Yeah,
that's think of that.
Because that was one of the questions I had, wasn't it? So when you sent that screenshot through of the poster, which the ball's on HBO as well, to just go 2 episodes in, guess what, we're doing season 2.
Yeah.
Commendable, like I was about it. So when I seen it, I was like, I don't remember that from the game. That's not to say it's not in the game, like I just don't remember.
Yeah, with the plane,
in game 2.
Yeah, I was trying to figure out what that was.
Yeah.
I feel like I want the writers to be because they even complained. A lot of the writers some of the writers were let go and this, that, and the other. Some of the guys that have rejoined the Force and HBO to retell the old story, and I think they've been kept on. For what I've read, thank you IGN. But I feel like it's a kind of a chance for these guys as well to spread their wings a bit, because ultimately because they've got like they've had their start and we know where the end point is. Everything in the middle they can kind of just have fun with. They can really kind of like have a bit of fun and just play some games, and they can pull on the heartstrings a little bit. And there's characters that perhaps we don't meet in the second game, but doesn't necessarily mean they're dead. They could just be somewhere living their life, and we could have like an amazing story arc with people that we haven't met yet and stuff. So I feel like this is kind of how I wanted them to tell this story. The Last of Us world, but a different story. I think I would have liked that until obviously they gave us what we've got, and now annoyingly I'm now in love with it. I'm ready to get my heart broken all over again. I like Star Wars, but I feel like if they do some kind of off script series where they can just kind of play a little bit and have a bit of fun. And use some of the kind of originality and imagination that they utilized for the first film. I think we could get something really special for the next couple of series if they do that, until we get to the second one where they'll have to then tell the tale again. So yeah, I think it should be good. Yeah, again, I've got no expectations for it. So either it'll just be shit. They'll just play off to more of what we've got, and it'll be like, yeah, we've kind of seen it, and then they go, oh, well, we've got another fucking series of this, and it's gonna be boring by the time we get to season 4. Hopefully, everyone hates it enough to kind of join my cult and just kind of get them to
nothing but the first game. Now, so from the bits of the trailers and stuff, and I've not watched the full trailers because I'm trying to avoid all the spoilers, but one popped up on Instagram and Nick Offerman's in next week's episode, I feel. But I don't know how long he's in it for, but I'm fully invested because I fucking love that man. Like, Nick Offerman's a fucking G. Like, he can grow a mighty beard, like a big, beautiful, like, chunky fucking beard. Like, so I'm looking forward to seeing him playing anything but Finger from Parks and Rec, where he's just like a libertarian who doesn't do his job that well. Which
I've seen the
rings a lot of bells.
Yeah, absolutely. To be honest, I can hit social media pretty hard because, again, for me, it's just comparisons. I want to know that what I'm watching next is going to be like what I've played, the next scene. So it's more, I guess, kind of marketing or whatever you do. Just to kind of make sure that it's, to kind of get excited about the next episode. And I feel like it almost once again looks like for like from the stills that I've seen. I'm really excited. I like this character in the game, and I feel like it's going to play quite well on screen. It's another one of my kind of most memorable moments from the game. So I think it's going to be good. I think it'll be good in live action.
That's always good to hear.
Yeah.
Like, coming from someone who doesn't know what's coming up, and like I said, I am trying to avoid a lot of the weekly trailers because I do not want. I'll see stills and I'm not asked about seeing stills because out of context it means fucking nothing to me. But I saw that one of Nick Offerman with his big fucking beard and stuff, and I was like, yes, happy days. That'll do me for this week. I get to see Nick Offerman.
I can't remember. I can't remember the character's name in it, but he looks like a spitting image of him.
It's just the same as.
Yeah,
I can only imagine he's a proper blokey bloke, man's man, who's got like a bit of a dark side to him, but that feels like a lot of this as a series.
If I'm going to text word, Nick, and just tell me if this word is accurate to what I remember.
Okay.
Hang on.
He's just going to send me a
word of the day.
Again. I've done this. I've done this with you before.
Conjugal.
Bigger than it looks, I promise.
Lighting and angles.
Oh. I've no fucking clue who he is then.
I just heard someone else, another voice on this then.
Yeah, that was probably Harry in the background being a little shit. Okay. Right, okay. Right. So it's not what I thought was going to happen next.
Still happy about it.
Can't remember it.
That's good then. I'd argue that's a good thing. Like if you're going into it kind of cold, and then it'll start happening, and then you go, "Oh shit, I remember this."
Yeah. Which
I like this part of the game.
It'll be interesting to see you play the game once this season's done, Mike, just to see.
Yeah, I probably would want to play it after this, but
I think
at this moment I don't want any spoilers.
No.
I'm really happy I'm going in cold.
Yeah.
100%. I feel like it would be good to play the game afterwards. Again, I feel like I love what I've seen these past two episodes. I've seen both episodes twice now. And I'd happily watch them both again, one after the other. Again, because it's just like watching the game, you know. It's without all the kind of hiding, collecting shit, and all this, dying and stuff. It's just like watching the actual story of the game, and it's really nice to watch. I died a lot.
You die a lot. You die. As good as you might be at computer games, you die a lot.
What happens if you magic at them? If you magic at computer games, it doesn't happen.
No, you die. You die a lot.
You do. You're just part of the game.
I feel like in The Last of Us, it put a lot of kind of like computer geeks in their place. People,
there's bits in it. You can't escape anything, and you try multiple different avenues to get round stuff, and you die multiple different ways. Yeah, it's fucking annoying.
Yeah, the game adapts to whatever. Like, fuck it, I've got a whole bunch of ammo. I'm all chemmed up. I'm gonna go in loud. No, clickers.
No.
Dead.
I'm gonna go stealth.
Exactly. Yeah.
It'll pick up your scent. Fuck you, cunt. Like,
I'm gonna go.
It's like,
okay, yeah. It's like I'm gonna go in quiet. Nope, not the right way. Okay, cool.
Sounds interesting.
Yeah.
It's like real life in that whatever decision, it's like being. In fact, it's like being in a marriage. Like whatever decision you make, it's probably the wrong one. Like that.
And we'll have consequences.
Yeah.
We can all say that is life.
And it's 100% your fault. Yeah, exactly. But at the same time, but the game is incredible. It really is. The thing that I miss about The Last of Us 2 is the actual gameplay. What I loved about the first one was the fact that when it was your time to play as these characters, it was always incredible. You knew that you was always in for a treat. The action sequences wouldn't always happen the same way. You know, the sets, despite being fairly confined into a building or a village or just a street or something. When you were involved in action against the AIs, it was never just the same
thing over
yeah
and over.
the car that you hid behind the first time that exploded may explode a lot quicker this time, to not give you much time to kind of gather your ammo or whatever, so you have to find somewhere else to duck behind, or you can find yourself just hiding in an abandoned shop this time because simply the bots have pushed you that way because of how they're attacking, and you just find yourself doing something a little bit different and having to be always thinking on your feet. And I feel like the second game did that much better than the first one. There's a lot more you could do. You had to, there was just a lot more. It was incredible, like the gameplay, and it was just annoying of the story, because once the gameplay was over, I had to listen to the story more, and I really couldn't give a shit, which was the thing that I never thought I'd say about a Last of Us game as well, especially after what happened to the first one. I was like, you had something amazing, and it's just, but that's just me. And I think part of it is, I was talking to a friend about this, and the part of it is just I was so invested in the first one that I feel that there was, the story had to go a certain way, it was inevitably going in a certain path, and I feel like because I was so invested in the first game, I just wasn't, I just didn't want to see it. Effectively what they're saying is what you wanted was more of the first game, just doing something else or something different, and
you didn't want it to divert from what you knew.
Kind of, yeah, exactly that. But the elements, watching it back, is still there. The character dynamics and character building, and the conflicts and feeling, and the fact that actually makes me feel like this. It's the same thing. The game's done its job. It's pulled strong emotions from me, which it's supposed to do. A game that you're not invested in, you just turn it off halfway and just go, that's shit, and just play something else. You know what I mean? This is like, I hated it, but fuck me, I played the game the whole way through. I did it, because it did keep me gripped, whether it was by anger and malice, or generally entertainment and love and compassion. It kept me intrigued.
Hate playing.
It's still well written. Yeah, exactly. It was still well written. It was still well acted. It was still well thought out. It was still like they did it really well. It was just the direction they went in that I didn't agree with. That was all.
Fair dues. I don't know what would have to happen for it to sour in my eyes in this season. I don't know what they'd have to do for the show to be soured for me.
Yeah, they'd have to monumentally fuck up, and I don't. If they just follow it the way they have done in the first 2 episodes, you've not got fuck all to worry about.
Yeah,
right. Do you know what I mean? That it's you won't. I don't. If the first season is the first game, which it probably will be, looking at from what I can remember of the story. You could knock it out in a season. I don't think it. I can't think of a logical place where I would leave season 1 and pick up season 2. Like, through that first game, I can't think of a break point. Maybe one. I kind of can.
Yeah, maybe there's one point, but we're quite close to the end at this point, so I can't. Unless they really stretch it out, I don't know how they would do it. But there's one point where I think they probably could.
It's probably going to be filled with, like we were talking about before, flashbacks and storytelling about what happened in that gap.
Unless
that's the only thing.
Unless they leave it at a point which, I can't remember where it is in the game, but I know what I'm thinking of. And if that is close to the end, maybe when they get to season 2. They finish the end of the first game and crack on into an untold story. They just carry it on. So the end of this, because we're thinking of it like it's really linear. Like the end of the first game will be the end of a season. It might just be a mid-season it might be an episode 4 of season 2. might be the last scene of this game, of the first game, and then like they've got fucking 6 episodes of something else completely. It could well be that. So I will say, but like, they would have to monumentally fuck up to turn you off the franchise or turn you off the game or whatever. But job, it's not going to happen. I don't think.
Yeah,
not for a while.
I feel like they've gone back to 3 strikes with me, to be honest. I know that there's going to be things. I feel like they've done it so well, and it's annoying me because either they're setting the bar for themselves that they've done it really well, and they're going to maintain this pace and this homage to the game, where we're going to get scenes that are simply like for like of the initial game. For me, if they deviate from that, from the game to a point where it doesn't bring the story forward or anything like that, for me, that's a bit of a strike, because what's the point? But it wouldn't put me off it if they bring in a character again for the reasons of, I don't know, just hiring their director's friend. They have absolutely no point to it, and they're not in the game either, and they're just there, and they feel like this is a fun, quirky kind of story to tell. Again, that's a strike for me, because this like, for me, it's all about the story and the storytelling. And if they bring in a character that has a point and can fill in some gaps, that it doesn't necessarily have to be in the game, but filling gaps to the actual story and the live, then fine. I'd be happy with that. But if there's no point to them and they're just there just to, literally just as filler, and for me, it's that would be a strike, because there's no need for it in something that has this much substance at all. Or if they remove a particular scene that I enjoyed in the game, so something that was good that happened. So the thing that I'm looking forward to, say they decide not to do that because it's too big, or they don't think they could pull it off, that would be a strike for me, because if you're going to tell the story, then tell it right, and tell it with all the bells and whistles kind of thing. And if this is going to be about making the people that haven't played the game or can't play the game or whatever, enjoy the story, then give them the story, give them the full story, not just parts of it. I think these are the only things for me that would really fuck up, because I already know that these guys can pull off the characters. I already know that the cast and crew can pull off the swarm and make the sets like for like incredible. Like, it looks like this is just a bigger, like, I don't know, like Mando is probably something that I've seen of a series that has a budget like this.
So another Pedro Pascal film.
Mate, like, fucking hell, give the guy his fucking flowers, man. He knows the avenues he wants to walk in and how he wants to work and shit, and it's great, and he does it well. He immerses himself in these characters and his surroundings and settings perfectly. Game of Thrones, Mando, Last of Us, he really just plays these characters like to the top, and he's in there, he's in that world, and it's great. It's incredible. It's like, what the fuck can't you do? You know what I mean? It's really annoying. He's just doing these amazing stuff. So I know that the worlds can look amazing and the sets can look amazing. I know the acting's really on point. I'm really in love with the characters, and it's annoying. Whether it's because they remind me so much of the characters in the games, or whether I just like them for their acting skills, is out for debate. But either way, whatever they're doing is working for me, and it's great. There's no wrong reason, like whether it is because they remind me of the characters, or whether or not their acting display is amazing and their chemistry is great. Whatever it is, it works. So just keep it going. There's not a lot, but for me, I'm not like, oh, this wasn't in the game, I'm done. I'll still watch it and I'll try and play it through and see it through. But I think it would be like National Treasure. I don't want to bring it back up. But yeah, and that hit 3 strikes pretty quickly. I mean, it's kind of like ding 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 straight away. Yeah.
If you went through something that quickly, maybe that's the sign that you should probably watch it, because it's going against all sense of sensibility. Like, just so kooky and wild. Like, it's got to be worth watching.
Yeah. It was just, everything came up. Alarm bells, red flags, everything just. Yeah. It was like Sonic going through like 10 rings. It was like that. It was just a whole bunch of alarm bells. But yeah, looking forward to the next episode anyways.
Tuesday can't come quick enough.
Wednesday can't come quicker enough.
Easy.
I really wish I was into this and I have my kind of like Tuesday, Wednesday.
It's just, well, that's just your problem, Nick.
I mean, I fill it with doing stuff like socializing, going out, and you know.
I socialise while I'm doing it. I watch it, and I'll text Alan about what I've just witnessed and how great it was, and then that's us socialising, surely.
You think about how
I'm drinking while I'm doing it, so
this is how good it is, Nick. Right? This is how good it is. Knowing how fucking ill Mike felt last week, like really, really felt like shit, but still watched it. It was the only thing I think. It was the only thing I watched.
I watched it. I fell asleep. Woke up, watched it, and fell straight back to sleep after it.
So that's cool. So hold on.
Oh, that's cool.
Well, just 2 secs. So let's just focus on that for a second.
Yeah.
So, I like the fact that you guys already knew where this was going. So your audition for your advertising for watching National Treasure. So far, in the last episode, you were both confirmed passed out during.
No. I weren't passed out during. I was asleep before it, woke up to eat, and while I was eating, watched it, finished eating when that finished, and went back to bed. I weren't doing anything else.
So you didn't pass out during this? Okay.
I was wide awake and enthralled. And
because that's all
just talking to Vicky about this is the greatest thing.
Yeah, that kind of reminds me of what Alan's done, because Alan also said he fell asleep to this episode.
Nah, I didn't fall asleep. I was wide-eyed and bushy tailed for 25 minutes.
I had to done like a 4.5-hour drive to fucking London.
Oh yeah.
And then watched it and was like, oh, sleepy time, and then got back up and watched it.
Why don't you just take the train?
Paupers. Poor people get on the train, don't they? He's balling out these days. He's got a car and everything. I think he's froze. No, he's not. There it is.
No, he's moving. I don't know if he heard what I said. Maybe he's still thinking about it.
No,
he's just thinking, shit, why didn't I get on the train?
I'm just fucking again. What was he saying about the train? I don't do train. That's fucking peasant wagon. I'm not getting on no fucking public transport.
Plus, they're not reliable at the moment. They're really not reliable at the moment.
You know, and this is a crazy thing. I don't know if anyone from the north knows this, but you know, if you just go a few carriages past coach, there are other varieties of services that you can get on the train. Be it
how much more does that cost?
First,
that costs money though.
Alan's argument is that there's paupers on the train.
Yeah.
My argument would be
I just won't. I just don't do public transport. Like wherever I can help it. Occasionally, I'll get the bus into fucking town with Mike, like if we're going out and stuff like that. But generally, where I can help it, I'll get in my car when I'm on my own and don't have to socialise with people, and no one's going to talk to me or sit next to me unless I know them, and I let them in. And I'll just go in my car. Like I would rather do a 4.5-hour drive on my jack and be fucking knackered when I get there than sit on a train for 2.5 hours with someone that might talk to me.
I get that, to be honest. Especially like the further south you go.
Yeah. Oh, where are you travelling to? No, fuck off. Like, not about it.
I've never. Maybe it's just me though. Maybe it's just because I'm a black guy in a hoodie listening to like death metal music really loud with my headphones, and just sat there with my laptop open. But
watching hardcore pornography.
Yeah, watching hardcore. Watching that scene from The Last of Us on loop. Maybe people.
That'll do it.
Yeah, I don't really get too many on the trains to Scotland. I'm spoken to a lot, and I'm to kind of deter it. I don't usually communicate back to the person, so they'll just be like, a busy day. I've just done this with the kids or something like that. And I'd look around, and I'd go back to them. This is first class, isn't it? They're like, yes. I'm like, oh, okay. And I put my headphones back in, and then they understand. We're all on the same page.
Nice. You're such an asshole. Absolute bellend.
Sorry.
Rate it though. Rate it. But
are you not in the right? This is first class, right? Are you lost? No.
I just look around really shocked when they speak to me, like, oh shit. I was like, sorry, is this
your
first class? No, yeah, and then I just look them dead in the eye, like, oh, okay. Headphones. And carry on talking. Then they understand. We all understand. Because other people would have heard that as well. Other people that would probably think it would be a good idea to have a conversation with me would have heard that and gone, do you know what? Off limits.
Not worth it.
I'll even be not worth it. Don't want to be humiliated like that in front of everyone. I'll just leave them alone.
It's fair. Even though if you did that to me, I would have just sat in front of you and talked at you non-fucking stop.
And that's how we met. Which is just great.
All right, prick. I'm not ashamed of it.
No. But I like people. I don't mind talking to people. I don't mind socializing with people. I'm not like Alan. I'm not such a recluse. I can socialize with people. In fact, I appreciate it. But I have to be in the mood.
You mean you got to be half drunk?
Yeah.
I talk to people for work. That's what I do. Like for work, I have to talk to multiple people that I've never met before and go to site where I don't know a fucking soul and talk to loads of staff and stuff like that. Nah, I'm fine. I do that for a job. I don't need to do that in my social life. I don't need to talk to my neighbours. They're all right next door. He's all right over the road. That's about it. Rest of the street can fucking suck it. I don't need to talk to people out on the bus or in town or when they go to a bar. If someone tries to talk to me at events, people want to have a conversation. No, I'm all right. Talk at Mike and Nick, thanks, and the people that I know.
Yeah, you haven't been to many events since, have you, really, mate?
I've been to many events.
It's been a while.
When's the last event you went to?
Tend to come up to me and be like, oh, so how are you? So how did you get into that rap? And I'm like, well, I didn't really. I'm just here. But they want to have a conversation about who I thought was good, and I don't want to do that. I know who I think fucking won that battle. I don't need to speak to you about it. Fuck off.
Be a good time to shout out the battles and say we're looking forward to their events this coming.
Yeah, love their events. Love their events. Love the battles that they put on. Love the stuff that they put out. Sound. Don't come and if I want to talk to you about how I think that battle went, I'll come and talk to you though. Like I'll come over, I'll introduce myself, or if I already know you, I'll come and talk to you. Like it's cool. Don't feel like you need to come and speak to me.
Especially if they don't know you.
Yeah.
Is that what you're getting at? If you don't know me, leave me the fuck alone.
Yeah, just stay away. And that applies to the whole fucking population of the UK. You crack on with yours. I'm cool.
That's what everyone thinks when you walk in. Look at him, cool bastard.
Let's talk to him. I want to talk to him. You know I'm going to do that now, don't you? The next event. I'm like, see him over there. Yeah. He's really worried that no one will talk to him. He's really shy.
A number of times we have been at events and you've just fucking dropped me into a conversation with someone that I don't fucking know and then fucking walked away.
Because I don't want to have the conversation with that person. What are you not understanding about that scenario? Clearly, I'm bored and I need an out.
He's just done you. That's all it is.
Yeah, exactly.
You don't care about yours.
And I'm using you as the goat. Yeah, okay? That's all.
Can't blame him for that.
That's it. And every time you take it, I don't really know what to... I mean, it's more of a you problem, this, Alan. I don't really know what to say.
Yeah.
You just need to get better at getting out of those conversations.
Yeah.
Like, my favourite way is just to turn 90 degrees and walk off without saying anything. It seems to work, that's all I'm saying. Just like clearly and obviously turn 90 degrees and just walk away. I'm not lying. Like, you've all seen me do it. Like, just turn, just walk off. It might look like you might be on the spectrum somewhere, but it's effective. That's all I'm saying. It works. I do not want to be in this conversation. Don't even acknowledge the conversation. Just turn and walk.
Oh, I'd like that. I do like that. I will try that.
I feel like it's
You
good.
should do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It stops confrontation.
A bit difficult on a train, though. I guess use my method on the train, but you have to get first class every time.
Yeah.
No, you can just get up and walk off.
Just sitting coach. Is this first class?
That's even more mental, and everyone just leaves you be.
He thinks he just paid £7 for a first class ticket.
Yeah, just start on
a megabus. Quid megabus to Leeds. Sorry, is this first class? What? And then just go and sit in the bog at the back of the bus.
Is there a bog in the megabus? That has to be the most ranked place in existence.
Yeah, I can imagine so. I can only imagine so.
I've never seen
Brownies help on the megabus though. Get a brownie out, split it along everyone that's with you, and just wait for one of them to pop.
Are you referring to our trip
Tops.
to
Yes,
Tops?
100%.
Were we on a bus then? I thought we was on a train. I don't know. I was not.
Bus, weren't it?
I did.
Sure, it was the bus.
I don't know. I can't remember.
Oh, I didn't. I was away. I missed that one.
Yeah.
You missed all the
one
ones.
day.
I don't.
He's got a job.
I don't miss all of the ones. I've been to a couple.
4.
You know, it's been some. Gutted that I missed Stroh. Genuinely gutted about that. Can we just talk for a second about Stroh?
Yes.
Absolutely fucking bodying Danny Jack, because that was just a beautiful thing to watch.
I really enjoyed it. Like
Danny Jack or whatever. I don't really know him. Like I don't dislike him. Don't like him. Don't know if he's a good battler or not. From the looks of it, probably not. But Stroh.
You
fucking fantastic.
You proper abusers. So his ex, I won't name names, but his ex came to a show once. I think that might be the last one you're at. And then we was all having a great time.
Did.
And then started talking about Yana, and she was like, "Oh,
we weren't having a great
time
because she was very in Yana's corner and very much. I thought it was Yana Spurd, so I didn't know who she was, and I thought it was Yana Spurd, and I was like, "Why are you? What is wrong with you? Why are you like this? Why are you with him?" And she was talking about how she liked him and he was a great guy and stuff like that. And I was like, "But why? What happened? Tell us. Who hurt you?" And then she kept going on like it got kind of like I was just like, you're fucking poorly, you, because you like this person and you seem genuinely convinced with yourself that you like him. So yeah, I do know who she was. Didn't realise that that's who it was until after the event when you told me and you was like, you know, that's blah 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 whatever. So I was like, yeah. But yeah, I thought it was his bird.
No, just
but not
sort of a mate. Yeah. Just a friend.
Yeah.
Fun time.
Which I appreciate her commitment.
Loyalty?
and loyal. Yeah, that's the word I was looking for. That loyalty to him, misplaced, fine, but I appreciate it. Like that, it's an endearing trait. It also demonstrates that you may be a little bit naive, but whatever, that's cool.
Oi, leave her alone.
But what? No, she seemed like a really nice girl. She really did, like, genuinely seemed lovely. She just had she made questionable choices. And I feel like this is something that very much that
What do you have against him? What do you have against him? He's not. His heart's in the right place.
We haven't got long enough, Nick. What time is it?
Can we talk about movies, please? Because no one wants to hear us talk about someone they don't know.
Okay. So we got Premier Battles event on Saturday.
Yes.
Yeah.
There's a PB Battles event on Saturday with Quill versus Yunnan. Is that one?
Yes, it's the first of the.
Is it Quill Yunnan? Or is it?
No, who is it? No, it might be. I think it was.
Visual is Biz is battling Quill, and it's Bizzo versus Yunnan.
Bizzo Yunnan, that's it.
Yeah, and it's Visual versus Quill.
It's the first of the kind of the teams format battles that are happening.
I'm happy to see they've gone back to the team format because it's a good individual selling point that the league's got. It was a sad that they have to step away, but I understand why they have to step away from it with a lot of inconsistencies with certain battlers not showing up and all, not being able to perform on certain days and stuff like that. So I understand why they stepped away from it. More than happy that they've gone back to it because it made it so much more funner. Just instead of this battle just means them two battling against, but you've got to work out point differences if teams winning league. Brought out the football fan in me, which I feel like that's what it's about. I liked it a lot. And then on Sunday, it's Sovereign Pro's second event. Heavy is the Head. I think that's what it's called. Heavy is the Head. Looking forward to it. Josh Alexander coming over, the Impact World Champion, coming over from the States. Can't really remember the rest of it. Simon Miller's on it. Is it Simon Miller versus Josh Alexander? I think so, but I'm looking forward to it. A lot. I'm going to see people get dropped on the Reds, which is always fun to watch.
Right, wait. So is it actually a full-on wrestling
promotion? Yeah.
Because I didn't know what it was.
Yeah, it's a pro wrestling company.
Oh.
What did you think it was?
I didn't know. You said a thing, I heard drinks, I was fine to go.
This is every day. This is every day.
So obviously I'm not available this weekend, but you just said should we do this thing? We'll have a drink. I was like, yeah, fine.
We'll drink. Yeah,
yeah.
But there's nothing that we do that doesn't not involve drinking.
Which is why I rarely say no to stuff.
Our last trip, our last holiday, I don't think there was a single day that there wasn't drinking. Even when there was light drinking, it started with the mimosa in the morning.
Yeah, I'll make a fry up and we'll have a mimosa. And
because
then
there is a breakfast there.
Exactly. And then if we went somewhere for breakfast, I'd have a Bloody Mary and a pint and a breakfast.
Yeah.
Guinness. Got to be a
No, Bloody Mary. Because if I'm having Bloody Mary, I'm going to make it spicy, so I'm going to need something to help with that. And Guinness doesn't really marry well with spice, I don't think.
Yeah, probably not. I would have the Bloody Mary. I'd just have the Guinness.
All right. So you just have a 3-course meal in a glass.
Yeah.
Again, another thing that you wasn't with us at, but hopefully you'll come with us next time.
Yeah.
But we need to go back. So basically,
Scotland.
We're just talking about fucking hell. We've just gone way off. This is meant to be The Last of Us. If anyone was listening to this,
we finished that anyway.
Yeah. If you guys just wanted to hear us talk about The Last of Us and what we thought about the next season, then that's it.
That's done.
Stop watching. This is now just going to be us talking about random shit because
what we're going to be doing in the next God knows how long.
Yeah, exactly. But basically, I'm in talks at the moment with a company called Killstar. So they do I guess kind of I don't know what the word is, grunge clothing, goth clothing. Yeah. Where
alternative clothing.
Streetwear?
No. Streetwear is more like
hoodies.
I wouldn't have counted goth wear as streetwear though, would you?
Yeah. But
baggy pants, big Jenko double baggy pants, and wearing your thong high that you can see it over your crop tops.
Right.
And then whatever the men wear, obviously.
I was going to say whatever the women wear. Yeah. We did a thing with one of their creatures, and we called him Dave. And he came with us
Fucking
on our
prick.
journey. Mike and Dave had a special relationship. Dave's
I
story
fucking hate
is
the
on
little
my Instagram, which isn't at Knitnacks on Instagram. Please have a look at Dave's story because it's very special and it showed a lot of some of the beautiful places we went and Mike's beautiful relationship with Dave, which is good.
Little cockhen tried to make me burn my breakfast. Prick.
So hopefully they won't watch this, and hopefully they'll let us have another creature. And we can do another one because they really enjoyed it. I'm followed at the moment by the guys that do all the creatures and stuff like that. So they're still developing and designing more. And they liked it. They liked what we did with Dave. The fact that we went with a friend of mine called Sam, who obtained Dave, and she gave him a crazy name. Like in the first day, we was in the car on our way to Scotland, and she said, "I think we should call him something." I can't remember what it was. It was a good name, but it was just really long. And I just thought, we're never going to say that. We would go to Scotland. This is the home of whiskey. You know, we're going to hardly be able to kind of put a sentence together, let alone remember a name like that. So we all agreed Dave in the end. And I say less agreed. Mike and I named him Dave.
I shouted it and I weren't budging from it.
Yeah, and that's...
I was calling it Dave no matter fucking what.
Yeah, and then it was Dave for short. And his middle name was Dave. And then eventually he was just called Dave.
Dave Davidson. Dave for short.
Dave for short.
Great.
Yeah, but we did a story with Dave. And anyways, like you say, they like the story. So hopefully we'll be able to go on some more adventures and do some more stuff with their creatures, which will be really good. And it's fun for me as well because it gave me a chance to, because I was just taking pictures. And I enjoyed them. I enjoyed taking pictures. I enjoyed editing them and stuff like that. But they were just pictures and they were nice for us because it gave us a chance to reflect on our holiday and stuff. But I wanted more. I wanted to tell a bit of a story, and Dave was like a really good opportunity to do that and just tell a very random, obscure story. And it got quite deep in certain places, didn't he? He was looking at a river, contemplating his own existence at one point, wasn't he?
Yeah, that's because I told him he's a jumped up little prick too many times.
Yeah, he called him jumped up little prick. Yeah, and then you discussed phenomenology with him back in calendar. Which was a very interesting debate. But anyways, yeah. So hopefully we get to do more stuff with those guys. I'm back there. I'm there again. I've gone there. Have you seen? I've gone in my fucking head. I'm like, oh, mate, take me back. That was incredible.
Haggis.
Yeah, haggis everything. Do you know what? I don't think it's possible to eat as much haggis as I ate during that holiday.
I was surprised that you had it with literally every meal.
Because it was
every fucking meal.
They gave me the option at every meal, Mike.
Yeah.
Why would I not?
So
take
you was
it?
like, I'll have it then. Yeah, cool.
Yeah. At one point, Vix was just like, "Oh, they've got haggis in it," and I was like, "Can't. No more haggis. No.
I'll have the haggis burger.
I was like, "Yeah, give me the haggis burger." I've never had haggis. I haven't had haggis since. I don't know if I can bring myself to do it.
No.
I just don't think it will be the same. But more importantly, we stayed in a place in Calendar, which was really nice. But more importantly, on the way there, they had the best service station that I personally have ever been to.
It's fucking incredible.
It was like a farmer's market more than anything. It was.
So my dad texted me like 2 weeks ago saying, "Oh, that service station's on Channel 4 at the moment." So apparently there's a TV show about it.
Oh, really?
I haven't gone on to look at it yet, but like a whole TV show about this one little service station, which is fucking wild to me. But it is clearly like the best thing. I would drive there on a day out.
Yeah.
Like...
Do you know what though? The one thing I said to, because Vix was like, "Do you know what? Because it's not too far, and we could just drive there one day, and because they have all the different booze and this, that, and the other, and they've got the cafe and restaurant there, haven't they?"
Yeah.
So she was like, "We could just have a day out here or something like that." And I said, for me though, like the thought of going there and not going on to where we were
to Scotland, yeah.
too much. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I don't think I could handle it. It's a nice service station. I'd love to do it though, like pre
Where
and
is
post journey.
Lakes,
Yeah.
somewhere in the lakes. Not that. It was about, I think,
It was quite near.
an hour and 10 minutes away.
Yeah, wasn't it in
It
Colorado?
was
So it's
yeah,
nothing.
yeah, it weren't that far. It weren't that long to get to it.
Yeah.
But it was really nice. But I get what you're saying. Like, if I was going up that way, it would feel weird not to go on to somewhere in the Lake District or something, like to a cabin or up to Scotland.
Yeah.
Like, it would feel weird just to drive there to turn around to come back.
Yeah. Maybe that.
Especially when everything's so fucking pretty up that way.
Yeah.
when we live in concrete.
That's the thing, because it generally gets prettier. Like when you think when you're in the lakes, you go, "Oh, this is beautiful," but actually, no. When we were getting further and further in, that's all Mike was saying. Eventually,
Fucking hell of a view.
hell of a view. That was all he said. Like there was nothing else. It was either another beer, a drink, or hell of a view. That was it. Like the further we got.
Pretty much.
Yeah, but we will go. This time we'll all go. So
fingers crossed.
Yeah, exactly. I didn't think. I know that I thought the Monty Python, because we ended up visiting the place.
Doing Castle, yeah.
And I thought this would be really fun because we can take pictures and torment Alan about not being here, about it. But then actually I felt quite bad because the actual castle itself was like a tribute to the Monty Python. It was actually everything kind of around it.
Yeah. And that Outlander or whatever it's called.
Oh yeah, an Outlander.
It was like it was split between them two, but everything what we saw was like that wall. That's where he was slapping his head and calling people elderberries and shit.
Yeah. It was like everything was like you could see it, and then it was that same day as well. I was on my phone, like looking at reservations for next time, and I was like, Alan, actually, you have to get it. I feel like I've full on cheated on you. Yeah,
it was literally like 15 minutes away from where we were staying, weren't it? It had that really nice village around it as well. Like it was a proper. There's only like two places where we was driving through Scotland and around Scotland. I was like, this place is questionable, and that part was like Glasgow.
Yeah,
like the outside of Glasgow where we passed the big Scotch distillery place, and I was like, really want to go there? Like the booze. The rest of it is literally a concrete jungle, and that one was it Fife. Where we ended up by accident, and it was just like fucking wasteland. It looked like parts of Middlesbrough. It was fucking wild. But the rest of it, fucking pretty. Like, really fucking pretty.
Yeah, it was only, we unfortunately got a bit lost. And we saw, it wasn't the scenic journey that we was expecting. There was, though,
Fuck.
Yeah, exactly. Shout out as well what's it called? The whiskey guys. I can't remember what it's called. I just had it.
Calendar Whiskey Company?
Yeah, but they're called something on like into like the tap or the something. I can't remember what they're called. Oh, that's us.
I can't remember, but they were really nice. I bought that really, really nice bottle of Scotch off them for like a discount because we had it at that whiskey tasting. But that whiskey
the Grail, like Holy Grail. The Grail. Yeah. So shout out to the Grail. They're the same people that own the Calendar Whiskey shop. But they do whiskey tastings and things like that. So if you ever find yourself in West Scotland, no, Southwest Scotland, where's Calendar? Southwest Scotland.
It's definitely not Northwest Scotland. You didn't go that fucking far up.
I was going to say it's in the borders between the Lowlands and the Highlands, isn't it? Like literally, like not bang in the middle. Yeah, because like that's where Loch Lomond is. Because if you go from one side to the other side, it's all like really fucking mountainy, and the other side's really north.
Was it above Glasgow? Did you say?
Pardon?
Was it above Glasgow?
We just went the wrong way.
Yeah, we just. That's when we was going on our way to Loch Lomond, weren't it?
Yeah.
So like it was just when we was driving past. But it's literally if you saw the map of Scotland, you've got that where the Highlands and the Lowlands meet. It's literally smack bang there, and it's about 40 miles inland.
Yeah,
something like that. Like so, but it's just fucking stunning. Like it's lovely.
Well, if you find yourself in Calendar, shout out the Grail, visit the shop, beautiful whiskies. Don't ask for Glenfiddich because they'll laugh at you. They'll laugh you out of the village. They don't.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, they don't like Glenfiddich. Yeah, like really, really nice people. Whiskey tastings are amazing. I just had my second whiskey tasting with those guys, and it was really good.
I was going to say they do online whiskey tastings as well. Where I just send out the miniatures notes to you.
Yeah,
which is a great one.
Say again.
Did you do another one?
Yeah. Like
after the one that was on the other week with
yeah. So that was my first one, and then I got another sample. I think it was just before New Year's. Yeah.
It's a fucking great idea, and if you're not even fully into whiskey, they do a really good job at explaining the stuff. Like, they're really, really good job. Like, I've been to a few different whiskey tastings, and a lot of them it seems very uppity. Whereas this isn't. If this is this type of whiskey, this is how we enjoy it. You're going to enjoy it in whatever way you like it. Do you prefer it warm? Do you prefer it diluted? Do you prefer it on the rocks? They're genuinely really knowledgeable. Like, I learned a lot in that half an hour what we had talking to him. Like, I was just like, that's wild. Yeah, really, really rate him. So
yeah, that night's a bit blurry for me, to be honest.
Oh no, it was like completely after like the third one because we've been day drinking before it.
Yeah.
Like after like the third one, I was like, "Oh, this is mint." Well, I can't really remember that much.
Yeah. I remember what they're saying being great. I remember feeling really good. The good thing as well is where we so this is like an advert for Al for when we do it again, be it this year or next. But the good thing about their whiskey tasting is that where we were staying, they do it literally in there. So so we literally we went out for tea, we came back, we went to there's like a shop just on the way to where we were staying next to a pub that ended up being like our favorite pub to go to, that has just so many different varieties of beers in there that Mike literally brought home crates of. So we unpacked that shit in the apartment, and then walked down past the fucking river and shit that they've got on site and all this stuff into the actual building itself and into the games room where they hold the whiskey tastings just above the pool area. And it was just incredible. It was just like a really good night. I brought my pack home for the whiskey tasting, and Mike brought whatever crazy expensive whiskey he got at the time. And it was just us two, but the ladies were there, and they were just kind of just watching and entertaining Dave during this. But the whole thing was just really good. It was a good night. Everyone there is there's a variety of different people. There's some people really knowledgeable, some people not, but everyone there's just dead friendly, and they get you involved, and you feel like you're part. You know, you just have a conversation with. You might like this actually because it involves socializing.
And whisker. And whisker. Which
involves, I was going to say. I was just saying to Alan, Mike, that he might. Yeah, that's it. Linda, that's what Mike brought on that night. The whiskey tasting Linda's. I was saying to Alan that he might not actually enjoy the whiskey tasting because it involves socializing, and Alan's confirmed.
No, I think that depends, because if you have your own table with no one else on it, you're all right. We only have to socialize with people because people were sharing our table with us.
That's true. Yeah, but not everyone. We were having conversations with people that were chiming in.
Oh yeah, we were shouting at people over the other side of the thing because
the other side.
We're a bunch of loudmouths, aren't we? So
we were the young people. That's how we were referred to. Dougie!
Young people.
Yeah.
we're the youngest.
For a while, so that might swing it for me to go.
Yeah. Feel young again.
Yeah.
He wants to go out. I think that's what this is about.
Okay.
Right. Should we call this? Does anyone have anything else to talk about? Oh, really quickly, Cocaine Bear.
Mate.
Oh yeah, I can't wait to watch it. Best trailer of the year.
It's fucking incredible. I cannot tell you how hyped I am about that film. It looks phenomenal.
How was Nicolas Cage not in that film though?
He should be.
I know. I literally watched the trailer and when this could do with Nick.
I'm guessing he means Nick Cage.
Yeah, I think so. Unless he means me. I don't think how good
Nick
I've
running
been.
around on cocaine as a bear.
Just like, fucking this bear's just full of cocaine. What are we gonna do?
Oh, he's
Am I
back.
back?
Yeah, he's back.
Yeah, you're back now.
Yeah, I'd literally watched the trailer and went, this could do with Nick Cage. And Nick sent me a message, sent us a message going, this is a double feature, and it's that Malachi. Is that Malachi? Is that what it's called?
I don't think so.
That's not what
Malachi is a very religious name. I know that much.
I don't think that's it.
That's not it.
That's not it.
What's the Nick Cage fucking vampire film?
I sent it. The thing is the new Renfield.
Renfield.
Yeah, Renfield.
That's
Yeah. I just sent you a picture of it because they showed the trailer there. The trailer looks incredible for it.
And I was like, that is a double feature that's absolutely begging to be done. Cocaine
exactly.
and Renfield.
Can I just say, actually, I might as well do this while we're doing this now because it's actually film related and not just us talking about our holidays, which literally we spoke about for the past half an hour. But it has to be done. It has to be done. Go to calendar. Drink beer, drink whiskey, have a great time. It's incredible. It's beautiful. We'll be going back and we'll film it this time. I went to go and see a film called Megan. That's where I saw these trailers.
Did not like the trailer.
What are our thoughts?
This is the thing.
What are our thoughts on Megan?
I thought it looked like a piece of shit. But then I'd seen a review of it today from someone that I actually really quite like on, I don't know if it's TikTok or something. And she'd said how it's essentially a horror comedy. Now, I didn't know it was a horror comedy. I didn't know it was billed as a comedy at all.
Oh, it had to be a comedy from how it looked.
Yeah, no, I didn't know that. I thought it was taking itself very seriously. At which point, when I went, okay, I can kind of get on board and be a little bit more forgiving if it's a horror comedy. It still looks like a piece of shit, though.
I don't think it's supposed to be a horror comedy, but I just think it's extremely funny. I think it's very difficult to take it seriously. Mike, what did you think about it?
Well, it was a dancing robot. I thought it was like they've tried to do Chucky again, but like the modern Chucky, Child's Play, whatever they want to call it, but with a HAL like Joe from Space Odyssey 2001 or whatever. The HAL, Joe AI type of thing. That's what I thought about it. The trailer made me feel, oh, this is going to be bad. Like, I'll end up watching it because I end up watching everything eventually, but I wasn't looking forward to it. But then I saw that it's been picked up already for a sequel, so I was like, oh, it can't have done too bad.
I don't know if it was sequel. Basically, I had an incredible time watching Megan. I had probably one of the best cinema moments of my life, and absolutely nothing to do with the film. Apart from the fact that the film simply opened the door to the greatest cinema experience of my life. So I was out beforehand. We got some food, some drink. We ended up going to Beer Keller, where I decided it'd be a good idea to get a stein of Paulana and Necker, like 20 minutes before the film, which I would urge anyone to do. Because it just makes
it makes sense. It makes perfect sense.
Yeah,
cocaine before going in.
Yeah, Cocaine Bear for me. I don't know. From the excitement of you guys, I think you're looking forward to it. For me, I was just like, oh my god, Red Lion guys, Cocaine Bear. I felt
Cocaine Bear. As soon as I saw it and knew the premise of it, I was like, oh, I'm definitely going to watch that film. 1,000,000%. I'm going to not only watch it, even if it's bad, I'm going to say it's worth watching. Like, it's worth watching because it's a bear on fucking a shit ton of coke.
Do you know what? Like, as much as I agree with it, because cocaine. What's that?
It's Michael Shannon in Cocaine Bear, and then and it's also what's his name? The guy who played Solo.
God, what's his fucking name?
El Gore? No, it's not him, is it?
Igor.
No.
Igor?
No, I thought it was Anton Elgor, but it's not. He was the guy from Baby Driver, maybe. Oh God,
He's got 2 famous people in it anyway. I know that, but I know Michael Shannon's in it because I was like, what the fuck's he doing in that?
Yeah.
And Alden Ehrenreich.
Alden Ehrenreich.
Yeah.
That sounds like the most Hitler Youth name I've ever heard. I'm not lying. Sound it out. That is Hitler Youth bottles. That's the result of Joy Division. Not the band, the bad Nazi thing. Like, too far? Okay, there we go. Call it a day, lads.
Just
Fancy Cocaine Bear. Anyways, really quickly. So, fucking hell, Mike. So, anyways, so I necked a stein of Paul Liner, and I went into this, fairly giddy, and everything was pretty meh. We're laughing at this film, not with it. So if anyone's trying to save this film by saying that it's a horror comedy, it is not. It is a horror film that takes itself very seriously, but it's just funny. Yeah, it is just generally funny. So there's a scene. If you guys want to see this and you're worried about spoilers, and if you consider this a spoiler, then turn off now. But there's a scene in it where, to put the girl to sleep, she starts singing "Titanium" by David Guetta, in a very kind of lullaby-ish manner. Nevertheless, Titanium, and she starts it. I'm bulletproof, nothing to lose. The whole cinema, like a fucking bunch of Millwall fans, stood up. By the way, I was there. I was in it. I might have fucking headlined it. I was like, beers like in their fucking plastic cups, spilling all over the place, popcorn going everywhere, screaming Titanium. To the point where, we had to kind of be asked to simmer down a little bit for everything to resume. But it was single-handedly the best cinema moment of my life. And then she started singing again, and we all just erupted in laughter. Nothing about this was I could see elements of horror to this, but it's not a horror film. It's not scary in the slightest. They had really good nods to being something great, and actually no, it's just something good. Sorry.
It's probably fair.
Yeah. But it didn't decide to go there. I think at least it should have been gory, and it wasn't. There was some bits that were quite brutalish, and then they kind of just pulled back quite a lot. It was weird. I would be okay with my eldest watching this. Harry'd be fine. He's watched worse, I'm sure. This because it's not that bad at all. I would not.
Is it a 15?
I would probably put it. It might be a 15. I probably would say a 12 would be okay for it.
12A.
We just even language was quite soft. There was nothing really in this apart from the concept, I guess, which could disturb kids. But I think if you're 12, you're going to be pretty comfortable watching this film.
It's 13.
PG-13.
And what's
yeah.
Audience score on Rotten Tomatoes is 78% with a critic rating of 94.
The critic ratings you can't trust anyway because they're all bought off.
It was
every one of them's been proven to be bought off by
I think
Marvel,
if it wasn't. By the way, I'm just going to say this: that TikTok dance that she does, because that's what it is now. It's a TikTok dance. It doesn't belong to the Megan franchise anymore. It now belongs to TikTok. That TikTok dance, completely irrelevant. It had nothing to do with the film at all. There was nothing. There was no
just advertising.
It was just for the premises of using it for TikTok. That's it. Yeah,
makes perfect sense. Advertising.
I kind of hated it a little bit for that. It was just like, just sell out. It's like she just pulled out a Coke. It's like refreshing. Just sit there for like 10 minutes.
It starts fizzing and popping.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And then just puts it down. It had nothing to do. It was like, well, I'm glad that's good, but you got a kid in doll chasing after you. The fact that this got to do with the film. It was the same reaction, just this dance. So yeah, it was a bit weird. but it was recognised. But yeah, it wasn't. I feel like you guys, it would be a fun watch, and I think if we all watched it together, we'd be laughing at it quite a lot. And whether they say that it was made that way for people to laugh at it, or whether it was actually a horror comedy, I think it would try and defend. They would try and defend themselves. James Wan does not make films for people to laugh at. He makes films that he thinks are quite serious and scary. And why he would change direction at this point, I don't know. I think it's just where he's found himself, and I think, he's probably just going to say, "Oh yeah, that's totally how I wanted to do it." Yeah, it was meant to be like really funny for people. Yeah.
This is the same guy what made his name from the Fast and Furious franchise, though. Yeah.
I decided to give the last Fast and Furious a go, and then I saw someone took one of their streetcars to space, and I was like, "Yeah, I'm done. That's it. That's all I really need to see." Yeah. I was like, "That's it. I'm done with this whole thing." I don't even know why I gave it a second, but anyways, yeah, Fast and Furious is not good. Nor is Megan.
Go to space.
Sorry.
Can cars not go to space?
But Elon Musk sent one up there, but he's a fucking loser as well, isn't he?
I thought it was like a documentary.
And cars just in space.
Cars in space. I would watch that documentary.
It's literally just gonna be cars flipping around in space.
Yeah, just floating about.
Yeah, for like 2 hours.
You can't survive out here because the car is leaking.
Yeah. It's just cars just floating about in space. Yeah, but people will watch it apparently because they like Megan. I didn't think it was a bad film. Like I say, I think it was. I feel like thank God for that. For the audience, thank God it was Australia Day and everyone was levered up to their fucking tits in alcohol because I think after it would have been a pretty boring watch. But yeah, it was hilarious. It was absolutely funny. I would say I prefer the Chucky film, and I'm a Chucky fan, and I did not like the film. So that's saying something. So anyway,
the new show's better. The new show's better than the film.
The show is good. Yeah, no, the remake.
Yeah, the show's better.
Again, I thought putting Chucky and Mark Hamill together, it's like putting both my favorite franchises together, and it should work. And to be honest, it just didn't work. I think everything was there. I think they tried to, because Stranger Things was a big deal, they tried to kind of lean on that kind of 80s kids cycling type, member berry, like nostalgia to it, but mixed with obviously at the same time all the modern tech that we've got going on at the moment, like social media and everything being accessible to the touchy mobile and this, that, and the other, and apps and things. So they tried to kind of blend the two together, and it just felt like they were just kind of trying to. It was just fan service a lot, they were just trying to hit the kind of modern fans at the time and trying to bring them into this franchise, which I guess worked. But it wasn't a bad film. I wouldn't say it was just shit, but I wouldn't say it was good either. I think it was just a very forgettable, easy watching.
Bang average.
Yeah, bang average movie.
Bang average.
Yeah, there was a couple of good deaths in it, but apart from that, and Chucky's known for his kind of creativity, which is a shame because I think if you've got if all homes are powered by this new app that connected to this doll, you could have done a lot of crazy shit, and I feel like they just kind of sold out a little bit. But
shit in the bed, didn't they?
Yeah, the new series, incredible, really good.
Yeah,
I finished season 2. I didn't think season 2 was as good as season 1, but I still think
I've still got to watch season 2. But the first season of season 1, I was like, oh, this is a lot better than I thought it was going to be. Well, genuinely, a lot better than I thought it was going to be. Shut up, dog.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's begging to go out.
Okay, right. We're going to end it here because we've been talking for 2.5 hours. Some of it about films. Everyone that we've spoken about, The Grail, Premier Battle, Sovereign Pro, make sure you like, follow, and subscribe too, because they're actually experts
doing the thing
in their franchise. Yeah, exactly. The films that we told you to watch, go watch. The films that we said don't watch, don't. And let us know what you think about the Last of Us
National Treasure
season So, yeah, that would be one of the films that I think the majority of us would say to watch, unfortunately, by the averages in here, and the small percentage would say don't watch, but for fuck's sake, please don't watch this film or this series. But no, do, and let me know what you think. Is it so shit that it's good?
No.
It's amazingly bad.
We're done here. We're done here. I'm Nick.
Mike.
Subscribe.
Me.
That's Mike. That is me. Red Lion.
Name's Alan.
Come and check us out next week. We're going to be talking about the next episode of The Last of Us. I'm sure we'll talk about some other fun.
Tuesday or Wednesday? Do you want to do it? Do you want to do it on Wednesday or Tuesday?
Let's do Wednesday.
Wednesday's
So we can talk about National Treasure.
It's fresh then as well, mate. We're done here.
See
See you later.
Have a good
night.
one.